Well, good evening, everyone. We are here, and show of hands, who actually watched the Planner Walk show? Anyone? Anyone?
Can you
Holy
see my
shit!
hand?
That. What would you say about that, Alan?
Shit show. It
Yeah,
was. I didn't think it fell to the level of dumpster fire. Just shit show.
just pure idiocy and contradictions left and right.
Who did he have in there? I didn't catch it.
Some guy, his Discord display name was Skeptic.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let me go over to see, because he's still in there.
So he's a skeptic, like Red Pill Philosophy.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is even
Yeah.
better. So the name of his channel is Why You Are an Idiot.
Ding.
Oh, no.
Hey, you said the word. I had to.
No. Dinging just his channel name alone because he has it in the title is blasphemy. Although
so is calling himself a skeptic.
Oh my god, did you hear any of it?
No, I wasn't there at all. I just got up a little bit ago.
Oh.
It was. It hurt my brain.
You know what?
In fact, it hurt my brain so much that I actually phased out for a bit in the middle of that show.
Yeah, he so he's a biblical flat earther because the Bible is true except for where it says it's a parable.
Yeah.
What? Okay, totally missed that too. I guess.
Oh, Sean. Okay, hang on. I need to make sure you have the link there, buddy, because holy crap, dude. Yeah, it had Mr. Hufford in there with us as well, so let me get over to here.
Yeah. I mean, I used to be, sorry to use the word, skeptical about saying that the Bible claims or indirectly claims that the Earth is flat, but due to different translations of it. But I have changed my mind on that one, since it does say that there's a certain tree, can't remember where, doesn't really matter, that you can climb up into, and from there you can see the whole thing. Yeah. Oh. So I mean. That alone.
The beauty of that. So he brought up August Picard. And he even mentioned that.
Oh, yeah.
He even mentioned the article where it correctly stated that Picard almost died while going up in his contraption. And the guy had no clue. He had no clue why Picard almost died because of the elevation he reached.
And I'm still in Star Trek mode. Sorry. Yeah. But I mean,
does anyone want to take a guess why you would almost die from being elevated to? Oh God, what was the height? He had the image here.
Far too much for not having supplemental oxygen.
Just shy of 52,000 feet.
Yeah, let's see. There's a little thing called hypoxia.
There we go. And what are some of the side effects of it?
Well, let's see. You don't really know what's going on. I don't even think you get tired. You just don't care, and then you just stop. Well,
but here's the thing.
What?
I can't remember. Hey, Sean.
Hello. Oh my God.
Speaking of hypoxia, have you ever watched the Smarter Every Day, where Destin goes into the chamber? Mm-hmm. Why you're supposed to put your mask on first?
I was thinking about that a couple of seconds ago, and I want to see it again. So yeah,
it's
where
impressive.
he couldn't. He was trying, the proverbial to put the proverbial round objects, a cylinder in a square hole thing, and he fucked it up. Yeah. I mean, I would love to try that thing. And actually, once every year, I technically do have access to one of those pressure chambers. Well, vacuum chambers, I guess. So I might, I don't know. I might try and get my access to it.
And see dumb things. And die.
And not realize it, yeah. That's the worst. Well, worst but best part. That's why you have to get someone to record it. So you can watch how stupid you are afterwards.
Yeah, he didn't take too kindly to me pointing that out. But how much?
Speaking of,
so how many contradictions did we end up catching him in, Sean?
Well, I got him cornered about being a whole Bible literalist, and you quickly changed the topic to disease.
Wow.
I was so mad.
Sorry.
I was so mad because he was stuck in a corner because he went on and on about how he's a Bible literalist, and then he brought up the whole thing about seeing the circle of the earth. So that immediately got me thinking, well, how many scriptures actually talk about the four corners of the earth? I want to see how a circle makes four corners.
But although I do recall something about the actual, the correct translation of that part of the Bible is four quadrants. Four quadrants.
No, it actually.
Or it could also be translated into quadrants, but.
No, what he was actually making a mistake on was when he said that God inscribed the circle of the earth.
Oh,
He's actually adding in a word to a line. He's adding in inscribed. It's actually not in the Bible.
But that is not unusual for Bible thumpers. If they can't cherry pick their way out of it.
Yeah. The word that's actually used in that context is described, not inscribed.
Oh, and unfortunately, I think, Jared, that you asked him, or was it Sean that asked him if he thinks that the Bible is a science book?
I left by that point if he said that.
It was. I was specifically going with the medical side of it because in the Bible, it does not state anything about illness and being truly treatable. It said that in the Bible, it actually calls diseases the pestilence and punishments from God. If that's the case, why are bacteria and viruses a thing?
Yeah, I mean, and of course the leprosy thing. But yeah, it's just that if he would have said, yes, there is science in the Bible, or even worse, that the Bible is scientifically correct. Well, it's always my go-to part of the Bible for that kind of silliness is 1 Kings chapter 7, verse 23, where it essentially describes the value of pi to 3. And I mean, let's just say quite a few parts of science is built around pi. So, whoopsie.
Apple, cherry.
Hey, we got Logical Troglodyte in the chat. And I know he was over there watching. Oh, gee.
Hey, Logical.
But...
And Schrödinger, yellow. Yeah, there you are. You're quite low, though.
Hold on. Let me switch mics. Not one mic is being a dick.
Well, change mics or high heels. That either one will get you higher.
What?
Let's see
no, I'm not going to answer further. No.
Although
I did lose a bet once.
Well, he was an officer.
How about now?
Whoa. Okay, there we go.
Okay. I'm just saying, Navy.
No.
Hey.
Officer.
You know what, Sean? I just talked about you in a good light the other day. So I don't know. You probably didn't see it.
Brown nose.
Oh, well, no. No. That's not something I do. But I did. I interviewed Jose on my channel. God, what was it? Monday, and a name came up, and I said, you know what, Sean, like, if you're fucked up, like, he will come to your house, like, no matter whatever side you're on. If you
Whoa!
What the hell?
We'll fix you.
What the hell was that?
Can we do that again? I feel like I just
somebody
took
took your
a hit off the
75
ball.
record and put it down to 12, dude.
Yeah. Hail Satan.
yes,
Satan.
Yeah, you went all Matrix on us, man. You went like slow
Beelzebub has
time
entered
stuff.
the room.
Yeah, or played a Judas Priest record in the reverse and ridiculously slow.
Wow.
Yeah, I have no idea what the hell happened there, but we just missed like half of what you said while you were in slow-mo.
no idea. What I was saying was, go back to our talk, and your name came up. I don't remember exactly how, but I was saying, you'll call anybody out, friend, foe, no matter what. If you're fucked up,
just as a carry on to that, Jared, did we not have a rather heated discussion recently?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are very, very different opinions on one topic. But we're still buddies. I don't, I allow everybody to have their own opinion. My opinion doesn't agree with his. I'm not saying, well, fuck him. That's not how it works.
No,
So what's that topic?
Well,
is it McDonald's or Burger King, or is it Coke or Pepsi?
Well,
right, and that's what Jose and I. That's what Jose and I were talking about. Is that on one side you can disagree and come to maybe not an understanding, but a stalemate and agree to disagree.
Yeah, I think me and Jared reached a stalemate on the topic we were talking about.
Right, and I like that. I honestly like that about you, Sean. That if somebody's fucked up, you won't be like, oh no, that's my friend, I can't do anything. You'll be like, hey bro, you fucked up. And you did that to Craig recently. And Craig is if I've got a friend on community of people I've never met, it's Craig. And I was like, hey, Sean, get after him. And you did.
Well, here's
the nice thing about that. Craig actually learned from the experience, and he's changed he's changed his behavior to reflect what I've actually brought up to him about, which I really appreciate.
At the very next debate where he was a moderator, so yeah.
Well, and
I took what I said to heart, and it worked out for the best for everybody, I think.
Well, and that's
how we learn.
And that's exactly what I wanted to point out. And actually, I've had discussions with Greg with Fight the Flat Earth off air, stemming from that as well, and pointing out that your friends are going to be there to give you that criticism. And I've pointed out to even other people that if your friends won't speak up for you in this way, won't speak up to you to say, hey, dude, you kind of fucked up when you did this, then are they really
They're not your friends? Right. And we know this as sailors,
Yeah, I'm no fucking bullfellow.
If you tell me that I fucked up, like maybe pull me to the side and say I fucked up, then what good are you?
Yeah.
Well, here's the difference I've seen in some of the behavior with a lot of stuff that's been coming down recently in the Flat Earth thing. When somebody in the Flat Earth fucks up, everybody just ostracizes them, backs off. They don't want to get tied up into it. Instead of correcting
them. They just ditch them. Right. Yeah. And that's a whole different animal from fixing your friend to just saying you're not my friend anymore.
Well, and that's
what's happening. That's what's happening to Anthony.
Well, and
now is.
And that's what I love pointing out to him. That's the difference between having friends and business partners. Yeah.
I love that quote, Jared, by the way.
Well, and it's so applicable. It is so applicable.
What, Jared? What did you say last week? About the ability for actual friends to, well, try to grind each other's wheels. But
you know what grinds my gears?
Tell me, Peter.
I got good gossip. Speaking of my favorite flurfer in the world, everybody knows who that is. Take a guess.
Oh, are we talking about what Dan was bringing up in the chat over at
Yes,
Planner
I
Rocks?
actually watched that section.
Oh, you did?
Oh my god, the stupid level of Anthony has just gone off the charts.
He hasn't been on the chart for a while.
He's in a downward spiral right now.
Well, get this. He's actually contemplating suing his university. Guess what for?
Oh, I heard. Because they reject his thesis.
Because they will fail him out because his thesis isn't applicable.
Oh my god, that is beautiful.
So he's threatening to sue them because, they took his tuition fee, so that contractually obligates them to give him a degree.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
You have a degree in baloney.
Is fail a degree?
So in other words, according to Riley, if you ever pay to go to a school and they fail you out, you can sue them.
Wait a minute.
For breach of contract.
Wait a minute. Does anyone have some sort of connection between Anthony Riley and Kent Hovind?
Oh, God.
Because
I think we need to change. Yeah, we need to convert that stupidity scale into a logarithm.
Guess what his loophole is supposed to be for this one?
God damn.
Because they didn't tell him what
he was transporting it.
No, well, pretty close. But they didn't tell him before he paid his money that his paper had requirements.
Oh my fucking god! Does this guy really not realize that you are only obligated to get the sheepskin from the college upon successful completion of the coursework?
And also, I'm pretty sure that this stuff works just like when you get old enough, you want to get a driver license so you can drive around in a car. You're not. I mean, you don't get served with the full length traffic laws. You have to seek them out yourself. That's your responsibility.
Everybody knows I'm a huge fan of. Everybody knows I'm a huge fan of.
It's like suing the Olympics because you didn't get a medal.
I was going to take it even a step further than that because I love to reduce something to its most illogical step and criticizing the rules. Reductio ad absurdum. I love that fallacy. And yes, this is a reductio ad absurdum fallacy. That would be like me going to buy a lottery ticket and then suing the lottery commission because I don't win. Same thing.
I think you're onto something.
Fair comparison.
Anthony would pay for a prostitute for an hour and cuddle with her and then sue because she didn't give him an orgasm.
That's because she didn't bring the purple dildo.
Oh my god. Hey, Furball, I talked to Bob the Science Guy on the phone earlier this week, and he had good things to say about you. Just saying. Yeah, he thinks you're a good dude.
Well, I don't know how he got that impression.
Bad judge of character?
Wait. How drunk did you get him, Furball?
Hey, when you sign a contract and there's non-disclosure agreements, they mean things.
Well, you'll know about this, Jared. I'm writing a course about TACAN.
Yep.
And so holy shit, Bob the Science Guy is a pilot. So I reached out to him and said, hey, I want to talk to you about TACAN just to get a perspective from the cockpit. And we ended up on the phone for like 45 minutes. And Furball just came up and he was like, yeah, that's a good dude.
Yeah, I talked to yeah, cool. Thanks, man. Bob's a good dude. I chatted with him for about an hour or so when I was back home.
Yep.
after my doxing incident.
Oh yeah, yeah, that came up. Whole P Mars thing. That's been a giant thing with me recently.
You mean Panananet?
Well,
I was slow.
so I was on.
I need to connect a foot pedal to my mixer.
Right. I was on Jose's show, and I challenged this one guy to a debate. I said, "Hey, come on Sec with me." I said, "I've been on there twice. I have access. Do you want to debate me?" This weird flat. And P Mars spoke up and said, "Well, I'll debate you." I didn't really know a whole lot about him at that point, and I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Here's my email address." And so Kyle at first said, "Yeah, come on." And then he emailed me a week later and was like, "No, fuck that guy for all his porn bombing and everything." And then I talked to Craig, who said, he porn bombed him. And then I talked to Bob. Bob said that he also got porn bombed. Not direct. This guy is like indirect porn bomber. And then today on Jose's show, he played like loud heavy metal music and would not mute. So it's like,
why does anybody even give him a forum?
And that's the thing. It's at that point where he doesn't deserve it. I mean, think about it. What type of person do you have to be for Kyle, fucking dumpster fire shitlord himself, to say, "Nah, fuck that guy"?
Right, and that's what I didn't understand at that point, and I do understand now. It's especially when Jose. I don't know how many of you know Jose.
Yes,
but
Jose actually talked to me.
Is done with you. Right, when Jose is done with you, then you're fucking done. So fuck P Mars.
Yeah. While I was in the waiting room to go on to Planar Walk's stream today, Jose was actually there talking with me about how we're good in his eyes. I never really had an issue with him other than he put something in a description of his video and then later changed it and then tried to deny it. That's the only issue I've ever had with him. But he said that's all water under the bridge, so fine, let it be. And I told him, I've been wanting to go on your show, but I couldn't because P Mars would just snipe me out. And now he's using a non-snipeable format, so I might actually show up on one of Jose's show here, here and there. But
you should.
As far as P Mars goes, as far as I know, I was like one of the first persons that he actually, to my knowledge, actively tried to get a channel shut down. Tim Osmond warned me that he would do something like that as I was letting him into my stream. But I was like, I've never known P Mars to do this because, I don't hang out with a troll crowd, so I don't know who does what. But to my knowledge at the time, P Mars wasn't a porn bomber. He wasn't a sniper. So I let him on, and Jared was actually in that. Bo, you were there. And he brought up a point about Samuel Rowbotham being a knight and having Freemason symbolry all over his gravestone. So I actually looked up the gravestone for Samuel Rowbotham. Had nothing about being a knight, had no Freemasonry symbols on it at all. So I called out his source as being wrong.
Right, I saw that. Yep.
And his retaliation for me calling his source being wrong was to say that I was saying he was wrong. And I corrected him then there. It's like, no, your source is wrong. Not saying you are. It's just the information you got from somewhere else. That source was incorrect. So what's he do? He starts playing copyrighted music. So I kick him out. About 2 minutes later, he passes out the link to a Porn Bomb Discord server. And, of course, somebody comes in and porn bombs my hangout.
Yep, that's what he did to Bob and to Craig.
So at the time, I thought that he was the one that actually did the porn bombing. Well, in the next day's Nathan Oakley show, he actually starts bragging in the chat about how he had me porn bombed. So I always keep bringing up the whole hired gun laws.
Yeah.
If you make it possible for somebody to commit a crime, you are just as guilty as committing the crime yourself.
And also, I'd like to add here that a couple of weeks after Sean got porn bombed because of PMARS. I talked to him in a voice channel on Discord, in a private one, where I asked him, did you or did you not porn bomb him? Because I want to hear it, from the horse's mouth. Because I don't want to just hear rumors, and he confirmed it. Now, okay, doesn't really mention me, just like you, Sean. If it was him doing it himself or he had somebody do it, it's the same thing.
Right.
But he
doesn't understand. He doesn't.
Well,
he doesn't make that connection to where he's just as guilty as the person that actually did it, because he is the one that supplied that person with the link to get into the Hangout to do that.
Right. Back on the subject of Jose, if you go to my channel and you look at my interview from a few days ago, Jose had really good things to say about you, Sean. He's got a lot of respect for you.
Well, I guess that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
So is there honestly something wrong with PMARS? I mean, I don't understand people like that.
I think he's a contrarian, just really bad. Like it's ridiculous.
I would go to something psychological there causing that for a reason I will not say publicly that I know had occurred, and it is from experience I have in talking to actual psychologists and professionals in that field who have expressed concerns about that type of behavior, because it's not just the contrarian aspect. People can be contrarians and not have anything majorly wrong from a psychological standpoint, but it's the quick-fire nature and how easily he's triggered to act in this way that is the hallmark.
I was actually going to bring that up.
Absolutely no impulse control.
No,
right.
He goes into these controversial topics looking for a reason to get triggered. He's got that short of a fuse. He's looking for a reason to get angry.
Right. And it's funny because he comes on his show every day, and Jose has always been so nice to him, so welcoming. But today, he just comes on, he plays heavy metal music and will not mute himself. After Jose has welcomed him on every single day.
Well, I actually brought it up when he was in Planar Walk's chat while he was changing, accounts over and over again, because everybody was like banhammering him, thankfully. But he was actually in long enough. But he was actually in long enough to make a comment about because I brought up about how he played copyrighted music on my channel. Then he had me porn bombed, and his answer to that was, "Well, I play copyrighted music on my channel all the time." And I was like, "That's not the point. You're going to somebody else's channel, trying to get them hit with a copyright content ID to shut the stream down, or then you have them porn bombed. You are actively going out of your way to get a channel destroyed. I don't care what you do on your channel, but you're going to other people's houses and doing this." So yeah,
right.
PMARS is literally just trying to get shut down as he can. He's just a troll.
Yeah, if you want to pee in the corner in your house, that's fine. Don't come to my house and pee in my corner.
Yeah, my house, my rules.
Correct. And the thing is, Jose is so welcoming to the most repugnant people. And he gets sniped. If you've watched his show, he'll have to restart it 3-4 times because he keeps getting sniped. And he still keeps letting these people in. And they still like shit on him.
Yeah, well, the sniping is not an issue anymore because he switched over to Google Meets.
Yeah,
that's what he eventually had to do.
I was going to say he could at least use Skype instead.
Well, he was trying to be a nice guy.
Oh,
he was trying to be welcoming to.
There's that ground crackle again.
Yeah, Schrödinger, I don't want to interrupt you there, but
is it me?
The stuff I just wrote in the internal chat. The last part of it.
Oh, hold on, I'll check.
It just started again for some reason. I mean, it doesn't really sound like ground. I mean, it's a USB mic. That's the weird part.
Well, USB mics, you still have the ground circuit through the USB cable. So if you're getting a loose crackle there or just a dirty connection.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a dirty connection, it would be digital noise. In other words, 0 decibel levels. Not good to hear. But if it's the wires itself, from the mic to the converter, maybe.
Just to address William Signs in the chat, he says that he was a former flat earther, so they're going to be brutal to him. Well, the thing is P. Mars isn't a flat earther. He never has been, by his own admission.
How am I now?
You still got some grounding noise.
Ah, shit.
Well, that time you're fine.
All right,
okay. When it comes to people doing live streams, both sides have trolls. It doesn't matter if you're a flat earther, you're a glober. If you got Google Hangouts running and you invite do an open invite link, there will be people from both sides that will come in and just troll the Hangout. They'll snipe it out. It's very hard to find out who's the one actually doing it because it's so easy to make a fake account. But both sides have these types of people, and it's sad to say, but that's just this matter of life. Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Well, you speak of a fake account, and we're talking about PMARS. Those numbers don't add up.
Right.
Crap.
When I challenged the guy to a debate, and he said no, PMARS spoke up and said, "I'll debate you. I'm a flat earther," and I have it on recording. But then an hour later on the same show, he said, "I'm not a flat earther." So I have both those on recording that I was going to bring up in our debate, which won't happen because nobody will host the motherfucker.
Yeah, well, here's the question. The last part where he says, "I'm not a flat earther," was that said in a way either by inflections or inflection, sorry, or what you were talking about in any way, shape, or form, something that can be used against him? I mean, as in he didn't just say it for fun, or he wasn't serious. I mean, did it sound like he was sincere when he said that too?
Well, no. When he said, "I will debate you," he said, "I will debate you. I'm a flat earther." Period. And then later, it was 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour later, someone said, "Well, P. Mars, you're not a flat earther, but," and he was like, "No, I'm not a flat earther." Period.
Yeah, and that's the part I meant. Did he say that in a way that could?
It was definitive.
Could be interpreted. Okay.
Yeah, he was literally trying to use.
Alone?
He was literally trying to use Schrodinger to get somebody to put him on a platform. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Right. He wanted to get on non-sec, and Kyle was onto him and said, "Fuck that guy." So bravo, Kyle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the kind of guy that would want to help out flat earthers with this sort of thing. I mean, but still, it's akin to getting doxxed or something. I don't want that happening to my friends. I don't want that happening to flat earthers. But this kind of thing, the trolls that troll both sides, I think that would be important to make sure that everybody knows on both sides that this guy is a jackass that nobody should touch.
Yeah, PMARS has hit both sides of the fence.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there are more than just him out there.
Oh yeah, there are.
Well, the next
just
day,
making a list of them.
The next day, I went on Jose's show, and I talked to PMARS was there, and I addressed him directly, and I read Kyle's email, not saying Kyle's name. I just read the email. I said, "This is from the Non Sequitur show. This is what they said about you." And I said, "This is a channel that has Russian vids on. This is a channel that has the guy that I debated, Flat Earth Fokker, who says that Megyn Kelly is fucking oh God, what's his name? Oh, never mind.
But pretty much, that Nonsec is not afraid to have disgusting people with absolutely shitty ideas on there. I mean, fuck, they had Dean Esme on there.
Well, they had a guy that said that dragons made continents.
That's just insanity.
Yeah, 1,000-mile tall or long or wide or whatever.
Right. Oh, I remember.
Insanity.
Right. I remember Nicole Brown Simpson is not dead. She is Megyn Kelly. That's the guy that I debated said that. So they have those people, and I said, P. Mars, what does that say about you? And he said, well, they're scared of me.
No, they just don't want to give you a platform where you can pull your bullshit.
Right. I can't believe I forgot Nicole Brown Simpson's name.
Then the example that if he can't snipe you out, he'll either play copyrighted music or just start rapid fire repeating a racial slur and then report you for hate speech.
Oh, God.
He did that to Reds because Red actually had to set up a hangout specifically that couldn't be sniped. And that was his only retort, was to start N-bombing like for 10 seconds, just N as fast as he could say it. And then he quit and then told everybody in the chat to report it for hate speech.
Yep, I remember.
He's a fucking child.
Again.
My 6-year-old boy has better behavior than that.
He would never do that to anybody's face. Like, any of the things he does online, he would never, like, do it in person.
Yeah, I don't think he would have the fortitude, because there are times in interacting with me, he would verbally puff up his chest and everything, and I'm just there like, oh, if you only knew, little boy.
Right.
He lives in the same town as my brother. Next time I go home, I'm really tempted when I go visit my brother just to like knock on Mars's door. It's like, hey man, what's up? Let's go get a coffee. And watch him pick himself.
Do that. I would buy a plane ticket to come see that.
No threats or nothing. It's not like I'm going to do anything. But just to show up and say, hey man, how's it going? Let's go get a coffee and talk for a little bit. As a trickle runs down his leg. So what's up with Timmy Osmond? On to the next drama for the week.
What? I've got a question. What is up with that guy? I don't know what to think.
Hang on. Let me pull up the comment that
I don't have enough info.
Okay, so he's on that side with PMARS and everything. So let me bring up the comment that I left somewhere, which really explains it. All right. This is on his channel. That is currently available in live, so this isn't anything hidden at this point that I'm aware of. Don't worry, people. Timmy here is just upset that he can't join what he has always viewed as the Cool Kids Club when it comes to YouTube debunkers. It's okay. Aww. It's okay, Timmy. Perhaps Patrick will share his banana with you.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I heard him say a bunch of bullshit about Craig, and that's fucked up.
Yeah. Which one, Tim or Mars?
Both.
Tim,
both.
Yeah.
Stupid question.
Both have said it, but what it is so Tim Osmond's primary channel got removed from YouTube for terms of service violations. That was the exact notification from YouTube right there on his channel. This channel has been removed for violating TOS. What was Timmy doing and being an advocate of for a few months now prior to his channel being taken down?
His trans investigations?
There it is, the trans investigation bullshit.
You have to say it right. Transvestigation. Because that makes it all the more legit, of course. Okay.
They may have been. Well, when I was on Jose's show, and I called PMARS out for porn bombing Craig, I said, look, this guy served his country and got injured, and instead of just going on service, going on welfare, he found a way to, pay his family's way, and you took that away from him by porn bombing him. And some other dickhead on the panel said, oh no, he never served, he's faking it. I wonder if that was Tim.
Yeah,
because I don't Yeah, but that's fucked up because I said in that moment, just out of anger, I said, if I could come through this microphone, then yeah, we would have a problem.
Well, here's the question.
That's a fucked up thing to say about a man who is in the situation that Craig is in.
Mm-hmm. Talking about, claiming that you have served in the U.S., it's ridiculously easy to fake a DD-214. In other words, the papers that shows you that you actually served, where, when, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Now, since it's so easy to fake that crap. I hope that is not what I think it is. Okay, thinking about something else. Is it? I mean, I don't know how this thing works. Is there a place where a vet can log in to the DoD website or whatever and look it up digitally? And you can, and verify. No, your own. Show your own.
Your own
record. Your own DD-214. And screen record it.
Well,
it's super easy.
It is, but here's the thing: when it comes to those who separated prior to 2014, the electronic copy, you actually have to wait for them to mail you one. They only do paper copies for beyond a certain age because they don't have it in the electronic system. I ran into this about a year ago when it came to an issue at my college.
Right.
I don't have my 14 yet. I'm anxiously awaiting
it. But here's the thing, and all of us who have served in the panel know this. You can talk to someone for 5 minutes and tell if they served.
Yeah.
It's that quick.
Unless it's a certain master of all trades that has done everything, and he has done so many things that he even has a what was it, Rational Wiki page.
Don't. Just no. And see, it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that vampire because he has been invited to come join us a couple times. He doesn't want to. He's afraid.
Who's this?
Well, color me pink.
Well, let's put it this way.
I didn't say purple. So.
Let's put it this way. This vampire's time traveling, dimensional shifting space marine would rather hang out with a manatee.
I've got no idea what you're talking about.
Do you mean actual manatee or Brett Keane?
Brett Keane.
No. Oh wait, both. Okay.
One and the same.
Van Helten. Yep. I'm sure someone can bring up the wiki or Rational Wiki or whatever it is. And it's an interesting read.
Is he the one that was a meteorologist?
No, that is Mr.
Lie and Connive.
Yeah.
Lie and Connive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why haven't we invited him? Because I've got tons of questions for him.
He has an open invite as well. Again, he doesn't like me because I was the one to point out in a discussion with him back in the Flat Earth Debate, Flat Earth Discussion Channel days that there were no civilian meteorologists ever assigned to an aircraft carrier. Because that's what his claim started as. And it wasn't for a couple years until he finally admitted, I was an AG.
Yeah, an AG is not a meteorologist. You have on ships what is called a METOC officer. That is your meteorologist. An AG is a aerographer's mate.
He's a gopher.
Yeah.
Just like an EM is an electrician's mate. That's not an electrician. I mean, it sort of is, but it's not. So an AG is an aerographer's mate.
Yeah, he was pretty much the data collector and coffee gopher boy. Because here's the thing. He struck into the rate. He didn't even go to the A school for the rate. So they
Oh my
really
God.
couldn't let him do all that much to it. Because when
Right.
he actually showed a redacted version of his DD-214, the only school on there was a BSEE. It was the Service Basic Electronics, which means he was initially going for an electronics rate, probably EM or Surface ET
Right.
there at Great Lakes. But he rocked out and went to the fleet undesignated.
Right. Now, to be fair, if you're like an AGC or an AGCS, then yeah, you could probably be called a meteorologist. But that wasn't him.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
I think we're getting into the weeds. We probably lost a lot of people.
Jared, question. Is this right side up for you guys?
We just see your
No.
icon.
There you go.
Nope, it's backwards.
No, backwards.
Okay, there you go. Okay, I have it ready.
Oh God, what did you pull this from?
Various sources on the internet.
This better be Pornhub.
Sadly, not. It's fucking Irv related.
So I have 3 boot camp stories that involve drill
Oh,
sergeants.
that bit. Okay, you know what?
One is
didn't I give-
completely fabricated by me.
Shh. Hang on. I will announce it. I will not be playing in this game, but we have a game for the panel and the audience out there. And you know what? We've been going for
wait.
about 45 minutes, so it'll be a good change of pace. Bo, yes, you kind of have an idea for this. So, stories from boot camp.
Isn't that the? Are you talking about the video that I think I gave you, Jared?
No video.
Are you talking about boot camp or flipper camp?
It was not a video to me, Bo.
Oh, okay.
It was a.
Then I need to find a video because
Hang
it's
on.
a funny video that I found. Okay,
hang on.
fair enough.
So,
I just want a clarification. Is it boot camp or flipper camp? Because
well,
Flipper.
the flipper camp is out at Coronado. They also
Or
give you
YMCA
whiskers.
school.
No, they also give you whiskers out there, from what I hear.
You're from my mouth.
So for everyone, we're gonna have a little game here. It's stories from boot camp. Speaking of what we were talking to before that Schrodinger brought up, where you talk to someone, and if you have served yourself, you can pretty well suss out whether or not someone actually served within a good 5-10 minutes of conversing with the person. Well, we are going to read off 3 stories, and you have to pick out which one of the 3 stories is full of shit.
Oh,
Can
that's
we
a good
get
idea.
Budge? Can we get Budge 131 on the line while we do this? No, he would win every time. Don't.
No, he'll come to your house.
Yeah.
Now, there's only
he'll be
one
polite,
person who cannot play. Jared. Everything that's on here you have not read, so you can play. Furball cannot play, sadly, because he helps me.
Well, then
He
Furball
is my
can.
father.
Well, then Furball can read it off.
Oh yeah. All right.
So let's
can
get
do that.
number.
Go ahead and present me for the
Let's
stream. I have,
get number.
everything.
Let's get number 1 up there.
Hold on, isn't Furball in the army? He can't read this.
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, that's Marine.
Hey, like Schrodinger, you're right. He's in the American army, so he won't be able to read anything.
And
Yeah,
Remember the distinction between,
and
army and American army.
there's
Pig,
and words and stuff.
Pig, you need to resize this. You forgot to account for something. The
Okay, is someone
participants
using an
list.
inhaler or?
No, I think Alan may have passed out again.
Well,
Oh,
between every
still
word he's going to say.
Yet.
For the whole participants list, go ahead and switch the scene so it's all in the main area.
Well, just
The-
Get it?
Pig, the participants list is covering part of your screen share.
So well done.
It doesn't matter
So,
how I change
Furball,
It doesn't matter how I change OBS. It doesn't matter what I do on my end. The participants list is covering part of what you're showing. So it needs to be resized appropriately.
even if we on the panel go full screen, we can still not remove it.
To the
Right.
left.
To the left.
but
to
for
the
Bob.
left. The other side.
For Bob, between every sentence,
There we
please
go.
don't
There
say
you
"whoa," because I know that's what y'all do. Whoa.
Everything is flipped. It's
Hooah.
confusing.
Okay, now
Cool.
this is the proper size. So let's go
All
ahead.
right.
Go ahead and read
All right,
it.
let's use
Furball.
words.
Okay. We were marching back from our mock PT test, and the tornado sirens began to go off. Navy boot camp is in Illinois. And we look to our right, and there's a tornado forming a couple of football fields away in the middle of the base. Our RDC, who was already irritated by our failure to line up in time, started yelling, "Run, fuckers, run!" Whole divisions of about 180 people broke formation and began to run to our barracks for our lives. At the time, it was one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. But in hindsight, it was actually pretty funny because the RDC caught a lot of shit from the other RDCs for doing that.
Break. Can we call bull when we
There is no break.
recognize it?
No. We have to hear
Or
all
should we let it
three.
go?
We have to hear all three, and then we pick which one we think is bullshit.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Because I've already
He
made
would,
up my mind.
let me finish. He would explain to us, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Keep you shitheads in rank? Am I supposed to tell you, oh, no, stay in formation, keep marching? Fuck no. I'm not trying to die in this shithole. I posted this about a year ago. I hope it still holds up.
What year was that?
This is the only context you get.
Only context we get.
Ah, shit.
And by the way, the
that
formatting
changes
of this
things.
text. Yeah, the formatting of this text isn't really helping. It's fun. I mean, I like the fonts. Don't get me wrong, but the text is shit.
No one gives
Deal
a
with
fuck about the presentation. Pay attention to the story. Is the story
Oh, yeah.
true? Keep your notes. Okay, let's go to the next one.
All
Story
right.
number 2.
Yeah.
And then move it over.
Placements. This is where Piggy gets some real good producing routine stuff going.
There you go.
So, for training.
A little bigger.
That's what she said.
Never to
Why
me.
don't I see it on the
Hey,
screen?
it's not the size of it, it's the sound it makes when it hits the root ceiling, goddammit. Or floor. I mean, yeah.
All right. Here we go. I was instructed to clean the drill sergeant's office. I worked my ass off for an hour to make sure the office was spotless. While I was on the floor scrubbing, I heard someone yell, "At ease!" So I jumped up and stood at the position of attention. Frozen in position, I watched as my drill sergeant entered the office, taking a bite from a Big Mac. I couldn't stop looking at the damn Big Mac as I drooled on my uniform, having not eaten something delicious in over 4 months. My drill sergeant looked at me and asked, "Private, is my office clean?" Not thinking straight, as I fantasized about the things I would do to that Big Mac, I responded, "So damn clean you could eat off the floor." Surprised by my blunt words, my drill sergeant dropped his Big Mac to the floor and responded, "Then prove it." Without thinking, I dropped to the floor and started stuffing fistfuls of Big Mac into my mouth. As I finished licking up the last bit of sauce off my fingers, I felt ketchup dripping onto my scalp and then more hitting the floor. I looked forward, seeing my drill sergeant's boots, suddenly remembering where I was. Too terrified to move and not knowing what to do next, I froze, hoping drill sergeant's vision was based off of movement like velociraptors. My drill sergeant, with tears in his eyes, holding back laughter, says, "Good work, Private, but you missed a spot," then turned around and walked out.
Okay,
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, with the boot camp stories, you don't go verbatim. You kind of have to, embellish it somehow, sometimes. But yeah, this is
All right, let's hear
I'm
number
pretty sure I
3.
could hear Bo stuffing his face.
I'm almost finished with my noodles. Come on, man.
Holy shit.
God, that's tiny work.
Wow.
Now the left side is cut off.
I wasn't kidding with the
Actually, the top
formatting.
is-
Damn.
You didn't think about testing this before, did you? Pig?
Listen, I put it together 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Well,
As soon as it-
you have to learn how to work on
fuzzy.
your pressure.
And you're
So I was at basic in Fort Benning, and we were zeroing our weapons as a company. Zeroing a weapon is when you are.
Pig, it's still cut off to the right now.
I can see it, but it's getting fuzzy.
It keeps
Darn
going.
it.
I'll just send fucking Furball the original, and he can read
Panel,
off that.
panel number.
I'm pretty sure this is the original. It's being read to them. Okay, I'm pulling a Craig. Leave me alone.
All right, I'm waiting.
I'm pulling you a Craig.
You know, I have a
Is that
spit. Hang on, Pig. I do have a spit roast pit in the backyard.
Oh, that's
Okay.
I do love or spit roast.
Here we go. So I was at basic training in Fort Benning, and we were zeroing our weapons as a company. Zeroing our weapons is when you ensure it shoots where you want it to by shooting a paper target repeatedly. Sounds easy enough. Now, I am a terrible shot. I know this. Everyone knows this. However, I get even worse when I am screamed at. I spent hours on the line until finally there were only 4 of us cats who hadn't gotten a go in the whole company. We had 3 more hours of range time, and if we failed to zero, we would be recycled. Recycled entails having to revert to another company earlier in basic training. So not only do you lose your buddies, but you catch a couple of extra weeks of training with a unit that knows you're a shitbird of some sort. So fate worse than death. After another unsuccessful grouping, my drill sergeant, without a word, picked me up from the prone position and stood me up. He looked at me and said, go find me a pine cone." Confused, I took 4 steps, scooped up a pine cone, and took it back to him. I presented my findings, and he responded, "Private, that's not my pine cone. Go find my fucking pine cone." Keeping in mind that this is a forest in Georgia, there is a metric shit ton of pine cones. As I jogged off and worked on my mission, this entire time, my drill sergeant is shooting all my rounds off, genuinely enjoying himself. Every pine cone I bring to him is not his pine cone. This continues for about 15 minutes, while the rest of the company, sitting in a clearing eating MREs, cheers me on. Finally, I breathlessly run up to him, another pine cone, about to jog off and grab another. He looks at me, then the pine cone, then at me. "Steve!" he yells. "You found Steve, Private!" I shit you not, I have never been more relieved in my life until his face scrunched with a grimace. "Wait, Private, where's his family? Who the fuck takes a pine cone away from his family?" So terrified, I spent another half hour scavenging for the appropriate sized pine cones. Well, he fires mercilessly. Eventually, I hunt down his wife and his 2 kids. At one point, I brought Steve's estranged son, Dennis, and I needed to do push-ups for causing Steve emotional duress. Meanwhile, he lets me fire, and after I prop up the family to cheer me on, I go prone and I zero on the first iteration. He picks me up again, cracks a smile, cracks the only smile I've ever seen from him, and says, "It was all in your mind, you dumb fuck. Good job. Now go do push-ups till I'm tired." He also made me write my congressman later that day and apologize for wasting taxpayer money on bullets.
That last part, I don't believe.
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't say the letter was written off, but so.
Well, yeah, true.
So we have.
Take your votes.
We have 3 stories. If you think the tornado at Navy boot camp is bullshit, give it number 1. If you think eating a Big Mac off the floor was bullshit, give it number 2. If you think it was this one with the pine cones, post number 3.
And since I have shit for brains right now, we have 1 real and 2 fake ones, right?
No, 2 real, 1 fake.
Damn.
It's got to be 2 fake, 1 real. It's really got to be.
Unless one has been so heavily embellished to make it sound absurd.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I mean, there is a stark difference in the language between 3 and the other 2.
Say the one that is fake is completely made up, based off of no historical story.
Well,
So,
Okay,
so
then
embellishments
I'm
are
gonna-
possible.
is fake as yeah, the first one is fake as hell.
Okay, I'm gonna go 2.
Remember, it was written by me.
With
Yeah, okay.
what? The story was me. Give me some credit, at least, you little shit.
Wait. I'm calling bullshit here. I'm calling bullshit here because there wasn't any mention about sucking a cock, so it couldn't have been written by Pig.
That's where Furball had the editing power.
But I don't know how there was a tornado in Illinois.
Oh no, Illinois can have tornadoes, but not.
That's why I picked 2.
But not in Chicago.
Right.
And how big is the base in Chicago?
Oh, it's fucking tiny.
So think about that. A tornado lands 2-3 football fields away, but still on the base.
Right. And nowadays, that's why I asked when it was, because nowadays they are in a dome, like they're they don't leave the building. Everything is one little unit.
Yeah, they only leave the building that they're in when they absolutely have to.
Right,
So
we
my
marched
take on
all
all
over the fucking place back in the day.
All right.
Since I don't know my naval bases, my take on this was 2 is something I can see actually happening.
Yep, 2 I could see happening.
3 sounded very, very embellished, but a lot of
plausible.
factual statements. But 1, yeah, I don't think so.
All right.
Okay,
So what's the right
here's
answer?
a question to clarify.
Hold on. Everyone needs to submit their vote in the internal chat. So far, only
internal chat.
Schrodinger and Ellen has.
I put mine out in the live chat with the rest of the people.
Shit, I guess I was wrong.
Yeah. Am I to understand that the sizes of different units in the Navy, the Army, the Marines, and so on is roughly the same?
No.
Sorry, in different compared to different countries.
So across the branches, they're different. Yeah.
I mean, they
you
call
wouldn't
them
compare
different
sizes
things.
based upon the name.
Yeah, because yeah, I mean, it's just the first
what you would call a tune or a
squad.
Platoon. Yeah, I think that's pretty much universal.
Yeah, well,
All
for us,
So,
yeah. I mean,
the fake one actually originally involved a casting couch, and that was heavily edited out. Sadly,
I've actually
it
worked
did
at
keep.
investigation before.
Yeah. Sadly, it did keep the actual special sauce. It was the Big Mac.
That was the fake one?
Yep.
We completely made that up. Actually, I completely made that up and dictated it to Pig.
See, maybe this is the difference between Army and Navy, but that actually sounds like something an Army drill sergeant would do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not saying that it never did happen. It possibly could have happened, but we made it up.
Which one is fake?
Big Mac.
Oh,
It's a good story, though, isn't
that was obviously, but the other 2 were real.
According to online sources.
That
Okay.
just doesn't
are we
sound.
talking about? Okay, let's just divide them up then. The first one.
I've heard
Are we
story
talking
number
about
3
the
before.
proposed Army? Is that Army?
No, so the first one, the first story was Navy boot camp, which is at Great Lakes, Illinois.
Right.
Okay. Does
Yeah,
the U.S. Navy have divisions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn. Because I was thinking Army, and I saw, I can't remember it verbatim, but 2 divisions, 182 or something in total. And I'm just thinking, hang on, a division?
So,
depending on the between 10 and 20,000.
it's not analogous to the fleet.
a boot camp division, it's called a
Right.
division because, one, we don't use drill instructors, we use recruit division commanders, and it's still a way to determine who's at what point in training, and also what string they're in. So, like, I still remember my boot camp division number. I was 02-450. So that means I was in the 450th division in the calendar year of 2002.
And the reason
I
that
was
is
two-
uh, three.
It was 238.
So
We
you
didn't
were middle
have
of the
the-
year.
Well, yeah. We didn't do the 4 digits. We just did 338.
So,
yeah.
the source of the story actually comes from The Office, and it's Kevin's Chili. That's where I got the inspiration from.
I would be amazed if there was a tornado in Chicago.
I'm looking up for tornado on Great Lakes Naval Station, and I'm not finding it.
Right. Yeah, that's
also
bullshit.
And also, I mean, I cringed when I heard, football's or just ball story there. Cleaning, working, as in doing something that can, mess up your clothing, and you're doing that in a uniform. Ooh, that would be a cardinal
No.
sin where I come from.
Well, you would
live
do
in
that
your
in
uniform
PT.
during basic.
In the Navy and the Army, I would imagine.
Right,
in all
but you would clean in PT gear.
Well, we
You
have.
did? We didn't. we
Yeah,
did.
it's like
every-
middle of the day. Hey, go do this.
Yeah, we did everything in Utes. But here's the kicker. So at the time that I went through basic training, they limited the length of time that we were wearing the boots themselves because of how many people were getting shin splints in the years prior. So rather than get better fucking footwear, no, the boots are fine.
Actually, just for you, Jared, there's actually somebody who asked that online to the History of Chicago, the Chicago Tribune. And this was back on October 13th, 2002 was when this was asked. Just before 6 p.m. Thursday, September 28th, 1972, an F-14 tornado dipped out of a severe thunderstorm southwest of the Great Lakes Naval Station Center and moved northeast along a 5-mile path through North Chicago and Waukegan before dissipating over Lake Michigan.
See,
That's the only thing I found so far to corroborate any of that story.
yeah, and
Hold on. What aircraft?
no, and the F scale of tornadoes.
It was an F4.
Yeah. Oh, what year?
F4. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
what
I
year
got
was
it.
that?
1972.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough. Because F4, yeah,
Well,
not in,
they
yeah.
were not. They were not called RDCs in 1972. So no.
That's
They
the
were
only thing I
called,
can find to corroborate that story at all.
Yeah, and
So far.
I
Right.
wasn't even finding that, and I'm going with the recruit RTC, which it's always been, Recruit Training Command.
Right. They were called RDCs back then.
So,
Recruit
Piggy,
Division
where was your
Commanders.
source on that one?
Source is Chicago Tribune.
Oh, no, Pig, for the original story.
Oh.
Piggy.
Hey, Mystery Night
Original
for the
story
Children.
source I
think
cannot
that-
give out due to its connection to
Sensitive
other
information?
areas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jared,
CNN.
by saying Jared went through basic training when the
Actually,
shoelace
Fox.
had just been invented, that is, he's younger than me. Goddammit.
Yeah, so what does that say about all of you? Because I think the only one in here that's younger than me is Pig.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's true.
And I'm being groomed by you fucks.
Right. Well, that means you're young enough to join. Why haven't you joined yet?
Well,
Wait,
morbid
age-wise,
obesity?
yeah.
Because Piggy's big enough for 2 people to join.
Put down the fork.
Yeah. It's not the fork, actually. It's
Okay, put down the shovel.
No, it's not a shovel neither. It extends mostly
Hey, no.
from my lack of movement.
I mean, Piggy could be an excellent, ice hockey goalie.
Oh, I just have to lay down.
Although they do have to work out a lot, I think, but still.
I would just
he
have to
could
lay
just
down.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends if you're the goddamn size or hell no size.
Just think of it, Pig. If you lost a little weight,
listen, hold on.
wait,
I'm not as big. Hold on. I'm not as big as certain furries within the community.
Well, it is your size why Red had to.
No, I'm
is
about
your size
half
why
of a
Red had
Vince.
to borrow my trailer.
No. That was Vince. I'm about half of a Vince.
Pig, just think of it. If you lost a little bit of weight,
Jared,
and you joined the army,
about.
you could join Cyber Command, and your job could be trolling the Russians.
I'm in. Wait, I can actually do that as a job?
I would seriously like to see you get past maps.
Cyber War Division,
Really like
or
to see you
whatever
get
they
past
call
maps,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, considering
Yeah, we have
Or
to-
you could join
in my family, it shouldn't be that hard.
Well, to be fair,
Or you could join the Navy and identify as a female.
No.
Because our girls are fat.
Oh my God,
ma'am.
Sean,
Ma'am.
hang
Yeah.
on, Sean, to what you said before. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get through maps. I would be surprised to see him get through the door at maps.
Oh God.
Well, they could knock out a wall. I mean, no big deal.
Just get some.
They have a
butter on
loading
them.
dock.
Just grease them up.
There's a reason why I call myself Look a Pig.
I don't want to think about a grease look a pig.
Oh, Sean. Question: will you be going to the Christian Museum?
Huh?
Will you be going to the Christian Museum?
Why?
Is there a Christian museum?
Yeah,
Yes.
you'll have to
Yes or
elaborate
no?
on that.
I need to know
I
because I can bring some oil.
didn't even.
Judging by the lack of response, I think the answer is no.
No, going by the response, I'm pretty sure it's yes. I'll make sure to bring my oil.
No.
If I were in the States and it was paid for by other people than myself, I wouldn't mind going there, or I would consider it a real challenge not to, laugh out loud in disbelief. But
You
it would be
know,
funny as well.
looking at the live chat, we do have a very good question from Rodent No Last Name. Pig, have you gone full manatee?
Not enough fur.
No, sadly, I haven't. Mostly, like I can get up and sit down on a chair, right? So I'm not fully bedridden yet.
Yet.
I've got a good question.
Yet sounds like you're aspiring.
Listen, my
to-
goal.
He's working
hold
on
hold
it.
on. I'd like to point out, since like the age of 12, my goal has been to have a heart attack.
So that since
die.
yesterday, you've wanted to. Okay. Yeah.
For
So,
8 whole years, that has been my goal. I'm almost there. Every once in a while, you get chest pain. Every once in a while, you get arm pain. I'm still waiting for the day.
Well, you're working towards something, and that's nice. But
well, the
I
chest
got a
pain
question about manatee.
I was gonna say the chest pain is probably a dopamine overdose. The arm pain is probably because you masturbate too much. Just saying.
Oh, I think you lost him at too much.
Right. Everybody needs recreation. So, but why don't we eat manatee? They're right there. They look tasty.
That looks tasty to you?
I've been to Florida. I mean, if you ignore the track marks up their back, I mean that's a little nasty, but we can cut that out. But you throw cabbage in the water, they
Don't
swim
say
up to
cabbage.
it.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, like given enough time, like if you're cutting out the track marks, you can use that extra fat and like grease to make
That's what I'm
really
saying.
good fleshlights.
It's called lard.
Oh.
Yeah.
You can use really
Right,
you
you
can make
cut it-
really
you
good
cut out-
fleshlights.
You cut out the track marks and you put them in with some kale. You know, it's like fatback.
So
How are we
What-
eating
what the-
these things?
What the hell have you guys
so we know
done
Look
to
at
my
Pig.
show?
We know Look at Pig's never actually. Look at Pig's never actually been struck by a motorboat, but I'm sure if you put him in a pool, the stretch marks will make a very good comparison.
Not necessarily. Nah. It's mostly
Wait, so-
like the thing is the chlorine gets into my big huge like bed sores, and like like the what are they called, like the cysts underneath your skin that fills up with pus.
Sis?
An abscess.
You should,
I guess
you
so,
should know
yeah.
this better than us.
So like the chlorine irritates my bed sores and cysts.
I just have to say at this
That's what it
point,
sounds like when he rolls over.
Is it?
Everything
Wow.
pops at once.
Is it? Are you fat? to-
everything pops. I just have to say, Mike, are you sure you wanted to join this conversation tonight?
Well, it did, but everybody seems to be going all at once here.
Welcome to the clusterfuck.
So, Pig,
Mike, just shake off your pants and enjoy the show.
Pig, are you
Yeah.
fat? Are you fat
did
to
make-
the degree that Red's rhetoric is ugly? Is that what we're dealing with? Is it?
Almost.
To the same-
Like, hold on. There is someone who is as fat, and that's Vincent. But outside of that,
Oh, that rings a bell. Ah.
Jared, tell Bill.
The name rings a
So-
bell. I'm just.
Red's former roommate, who has met me, but
Okay,
seems
there
to
you go.
completely forget it.
There you go. Yep.
But then again, I was kind of cramped in the back seat because of his fat ass.
Oh, no, I figured it out.
Oh, damn it, Pig! What have you done? Right now. I'm looking for gifts of land whale pig. What the hell?
All right.
What's wrong with you, though?
But to be fair, hold on. Since I got this new laptop, thank you, Marvel Girl. My stomach makes a great table because everything stays completely level.
So you're turning into an otter.
Pretty
Using
much.
Using your
Hold on.
stomach
Otters
as
are
a
adorable,
table
though.
isn't just that is not just for damn big people. That's just a
Is it
fair-
level and
fair
flat?
table.
It's about a level 9 out of 10.
Is there any curvature to it?
Yes. Well, no,
Right.
it's actually really level. I mean, like if I had a spirit level, I would
You would
say
drink it.
Is it flat?
yes. But
But
here's the thing that I have a problem with.
in the
right?
US.
So as you know, laptops get really hot, and well, like I've been scalding my skin, but just having my laptop on my stomach for so long,
Okay, there's an easy fix for it.
and now I'm getting blisters.
Go look for a cutting board of wood, for example, that has the same size of the
That involves getting up.
computer. That's
That involves getting up.
that would help.
Well, I think getting up would be step one into fixing your issue.
Nah.
Yeah.
Now remember, this is a goal of mine. I'm trying to have a heart attack. It's part of the suicidal ideation, but it's sort of like the long game.
It's a long con, sort of like
Yeah, yeah,
what Craig and Plannerwalk did.
I was a part of that.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. Sorry to change the subject, but that was fucking hilarious. No?
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny.
I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I just found the weirdest, absolute weirdest pig gif ever. and it's in black and white, as in actually old. I don't know. I don't know if it's faked or not, but
Well, to be fair, we do have the winner of the pun challenge so far, and it is from Psy Strike. Well, if it's not one thing, it's an otter.
And otters are awesome. So there's a two.
Oh, Terry's trying to play off of it. This is otter nonsense.
You know, it's funny that was the animal that was chosen, because I was thinking of the South Park episode is, why would you use a plate when you have a perfectly flat belly? But at the same time, who wouldn't want an Asian small clawed otter running around the house? Seriously, look up the.
Bo, I just.
You can never go wrong with South Park.
Having seen how much.
I just found a picture of some pigs for you, Bo.
Well, they practically can't live without water. I mean, they never go. They don't never go to land.
Oh, look at the picture.
I just sent you some picture of pigs, Bo, in the internal chat.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just trying to figure out who Darth Vader is.
That's what I've been trying to figure out too, because
Main gun? Main gun in a while.
No one's levels are moving.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what I'm looking at too. It's like I'm hearing Darth Vader, but not seeing levels move.
Oh, okay, everybody mute except the guy who's
Except
probably
Darth Vader. Yeah.
I mean, it's,
okay. We know it's not you, Bo. This is going to be quite the fucking experiment now. Okay, you know what? Schrodinger, unmute. All right, this is
Is he holding his breath?
It was Ellen.
This is getting exciting.
I'm pretty sure it was Ellen.
I don't know. We'll see. Mike, you can go ahead and unmute. We know it's not you.
Oh, I'm still hearing it.
Are you? Well, unmute main gun.
But you know, I don't. This is gonna be weird. This is gonna be the thing that hangs over the rest of the show.
Well, okay, let's just get back to the stupid then. From when I was a conscript, and we had to go through. I don't know how to translate it, but plane recognition, fire plane or bombers, recognize them, ID them, etc. When you tend to get really tired, because it's always ridiculously hot in that auditorium. So what you're supposed to do is, if you start, nodding your head, you're supposed to stand up, and that's totally fine. If you don't and you fall asleep, then you're in trouble. I experienced once where some of us, one of us, can't remember who, had fallen asleep, and he was starting to do a slight snoring sound. So what our instructor did, he just told everybody in a low voice, everybody except the one sleeping, and then he yelled, "Stand up!" We had a good laugh. This guy had the joy of being laughed at, and broom duty for that Friday instead of going home early with the rest of us. That was cool.
Right. Our instructor had a beanbag he would throw at the person who was falling asleep.
Oh no. Down in Pensacola, my strand instructors, so the two Marines, they got really good at chucking the dry erase markers in such a way that you got hit with the exposed tip, leaving a mark on somewhere on your face when they got you.
Oh, that's a good skill.
A lot of practice.
What the hell?
So
Furball, what did you do?
so they gave him the tip. That's
Oh,
a
you
felony.
saw the image?
Just
saw the
the
link,
tip.
Bo?
Just the tip.
It's a good picture of a pig, isn't it?
Share with the rest of the class.
It's in the internal chat.
I mean, at first you say, "What the fuck?" Hang on. Okay.
Yeah, you got to think about it for a second.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This looks like just a picture from underneath a guy naked. Then you think, oh, wait a minute, that is a pig in there. Where the hell is that pig? Stuck between two limbs or something? Wait, what? It's a developing one. I like it. But then it's one of those pictures that once you've seen it, you can never unsee it. So you can never, forget about it.
Should I post it in the YouTube chat?
It's harmless.
Well, I am going to cut out because I want to.
You're gonna cut out. I'm gonna send you some porn.
Yeah, I'd rather you didn't.
Oh, but it's really good porn.
I like the mindfuck thing.
No, it's not. It's from you, pig.
I was going to say I'm not into furries, man.
Hey, I'm not Vincent. Just because I'm fat does not make me Vince.
Hey, you were the one talking about being a furry earlier, or being into furries.
Hey, I'm not fat. I'm fluffy.
I'm big bone.
Good night, guys.
See you, Sean.
Hi, man.
Night, Sean.
So, Mike, how much does this remind you of being deployed?
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on.
Well,
the fucked up conversations?
It is, yeah. It is kind of strange. It matches. I did want to say that I went to boot camp in both Fort Benning and Great Lakes. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Now, which one would you begrudgingly do again?
Oh, the Navy one. Great Lakes. Much easier.
Want to go Navy on purpose? What? Says
Well, if I had to pick one.
Army guy that is well far enough away, so he doesn't get his ass kicked.
So I was actually in the National Guard, so I really didn't spend, except for boot camp and school. That was really all my only active duty time.
Well, if you were in the National Guard, we do have something in common. Kind of. It's not the same, but yeah.
I did a year in the Guard before I went active.
At least in my
20 years
experience,
later.
I think the Navy, at least in my experience, we were way more just fucked up. Like, just everything was on the table except like your mama.
Well,
No, I don't know. I didn't find that much of it different.
I mean, I don't find your mama jokes funny anymore, except for the occasional good one. But yeah, I grew up.
But those are so few and far between. I mean, come on, how many mothers can be Mother of the Year?
Well, you back then we didn't have children, so that wasn't a thing. If you didn't nowadays,
wait a minute. If you didn't have children back then, how the fuck are all of us here?
I was 19. Like, what the fuck? Like, so there were no your children jokes. So it was everything except like your mom. But, once I got into the fleet, like your children were off the table. Like that was, fighting territory. But other than that, like everything was on the table.
I think part of that also depended on the type of relationship you had with the person that you were joking with. Because there were a handful of us in my shop on the Kitty Hawk where there was nothing off limits.
Yeah, I agree.
We just
are always off limits for the most part, aren't
they? Yeah, but then again, this was also the group of people that I had to remind them in-shop jokes stay in the shop, because one of them, who is actually getting pretty damn close to making chief, he decided to do one of the inside shop jokes in the fucking hangar bay.
No, you don't do that.
Oh no, this joke. So there are a good handful of us with very strong German heritage. So the joke that one of them decided to come up with, and damn you, Nick Moore, I still fucking hate you but love you for this one. Start out with the traditional salute of the group we all know we're referring to, but once the hand is extended, you start to wave. And DJ did this in the hangar bay with me at the other end of it. Holy fuck, did I almost knock him out when I got down to the other end.
Were there at least aircraft in between, or were you in port?
Oh, we were getting ready to leave for the summer deployment, so we were still pier side when he did that.
Oh.
It's like,
because there's a difference when there's aircraft in the hangar bay, it's sort of like a forest. And when there's no aircraft in the hangar bay, it's like a empty plane.
Oh no, we had the trainer frame and a couple hangar queens that were still there because they broke during the
right. So there was a few broke down bitches in there.
Yeah, so wide open view, and it's like, you fucking jackass.
So you want to hear dumb moves? When I was in basic training, we were getting ready to have an ethics class from the legal office, and it's my entire basic training company. You know, a couple hundred soldiers, whoever it was, and a captain comes in, and she was a very pretty legal captain.
Oh, that is perfect.
Somebody thought it was a good idea to whistle at her.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
So she didn't do anything.
Everybody gets real busy.
Oh, well, that was at the beginning. They whistled at her as she walked in. And then she goes on and gives us an hour-long briefing. As you can see the steam rising from our senior drill sergeant's face. We got the piss smoked out of us when we were done.
Okay.
She didn't do anything because she knew it was coming.
Right. Let me say this as a fellow 03. She did not say anything. She gave a slight little nod to the NCO. That's how that works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was not a fun afternoon. Not at all. I think we refilled our canteens like 4 times.
Right.
What would have really been scary and funny at the same time is if she could recognize the whistle. Yeah. Oh.
If it was the one who
and
did it,
especially why she would be able to.
We're privates. She doesn't know who we are.
Well, she didn't need to.
Who's private?
Because you all get punished as a group.
No, you can't call it punish. You can't call it. What do you? Yeah, you know.
It's corrective training.
It's corrective training, but it's not for the individual. It's for everybody.
No,
it's team building.
It was incentive training.
But I guarantee you that she heard it, and even if she didn't give the little nod to the NCO, he heard it. Right. And that's why you all got fixed.
Yeah, that was not a fun day. Not a fun day at all.
Probably a long one.
I remember going through when I was at Fort Bragg. I drove through the gate every day when I was at JSOC. And the first day, the guy looked at my ID and said, okay. And the second day, he looked at my ID and said, okay. And the third day, he looked at my ID and I said, hey, did the Army stop saluting officers? And he looked at my ID and he was like, oh, shit. And I said, you have one job here, and that's to look at my ID. If you didn't even look at it close enough to know that I was an officer, then you didn't look at it. Like I wasn't mad that he didn't salute me. I was pissed off. He wasn't paying attention. And it was the same dude 3 days in a row.
Oh, come on.
Because
seriously, you were wearing funny enough, you were wearing the same uniform.
Right.
I mean,
that's the thing. And I handed him my ID, and he looked at it, and he was just like, "Oh, okay." So,
now,
because anybody that knows me, I don't care. Like, don't salute me, for fuck's sake. Don't call me sir.
Well, the first time you would have to, but once you say you don't have to, fair enough. But protocol stuff. That's how I am.
But at the same time, so prior to that DoD standard, there was actually base regulated decals with expiration dates based on when you were stationed there till, and the enlisted were one color, red, and the officer and the officers, the base tag was blue. That's how. And when they got
glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, and when they got rid of it, a lot of the gate guards, it forced them to have to look at the ID because of that reason. They
when
couldn't.
did they get rid of this?
About 5 years ago.
Yeah.
No, it's been more than that.
Yeah, they started phasing it out when I was still in, and I got out in 2008. So
I got to Bragg in 12.
Yeah, the Army did it first.
Then.
Yeah.
I got to DC in 10, and I think when I got to DC in 10, I didn't get stickers because I came back from overseas, and they didn't use them overseas at all. So they must have started like in 07 when I left Hawaii.
Yeah, I got out in 91, and so I didn't even know this changed.
The Army did it first. The Navy was about 2014, 15. The Navy was.
I don't disagree with it because
15.
Without that sticker, your vehicle was going to get searched regardless of who was in the vehicle.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous that why does my vehicle need to get searched if it's me?
Okay, I just have to be pedantic here. No one never. You never search a vehicle while there are people in it.
No,
I know you didn't mean that, but I just couldn't help it.
So that's kind of why they did away with it, because it cut down on the searches. Because if for the first month you're there and you haven't gotten your sticker yet, because you had to get it for every new base you got to. Every time you PCS, you got a new sticker because it said what base you were on and which it was registered at. So for a month, why do I need to get searched every day if it's me?
Well, we didn't, like, when I would switch bases, I didn't typically update my sticker. Like,
we were required to. When you PCS from one base, you had to turn it in. You had to scrape it off and turn it in and then get another one at the next base.
Yeah, and I think that was the issue, was the just how much paperwork was involved in that.
Yeah, they probably saved a shitload of money.
you're driving your wife's car
Yeah.
or all that. It probably saves a ton of work.
And the system they've got now is so during peak times, the soldiers will be out there checking your IDs. When it's off peak, and they scan your ID card. So every time you enter base, they scan your ID card. So during peak times, it's soldiers looking and scanning to make sure everything's moving at a good speed. And then off peak times, it's an automatic scanning system with bars that come down. So you walk up, drive up, scan your ID, bar goes up, you drive through. And when they first implemented this, the soldier inside the booth right next to the scanner would still stand up and salute you.
Huh.
Right. And my only issue is that my only issue was that he didn't even bother to look.
Well, no. Your situation is completely different. Yeah. I mean, that was a soldier out there that wasn't paying attention. But when we went full force on this,
he wasn't doing
on this
his job.
scanning system, when we went full force on this scanning system and the soldiers were standing up in the booth and saluting you, I bitched about that because if I'm a private in that booth and I'm expected to salute, am I going to pay attention to what face pops up on my screen and confirm that's the guy in the car? Or am I going to be looking at the pay grade to decide if I need to stand up and salute?
No. I mean, I would say that if it was anything, a captain or anything less, and you're a grade below the person coming in, maybe not all that important, but if it's above captain, I would say it's a matter, first of all, protocol, second, decency, third, just general courtesy. I mean,
it is,
respect.
but the guy that's in that booth, his job is security, not protocol and decency.
Well,
his job is to make sure that bad people don't get in. And when I scan my ID card, my picture pops up on his screen. And if the only thing he's worried about is do I need to salute or not, is he paying attention to if my picture is the guy that's in the car?
Well, here,
are the drivers required to roll down their windows, turn on the cabin lights?
Yes,
not necessarily.
In my case,
when you're going in right now with these scanners, no, you drive in, you scan it on a machine.
Yeah, but in order to do that, you
you
still have to put the window down to scan it, though.
Well, yeah.
Right. Yeah. In my case, in my case, when I scanned, I was Navy going onto an Army base. It did not scan, so he had to come out of the booth and look at my ID in person.
So how long have we had scannable?
Right. Well, when it scanned, it did not register because it was a different system. So the third day that he came out of the booth and looked at my ID and just glanced at it and said, okay, that's when I said, did the Army stop saluting officers?
Well, and even then, not back to
because.
So something with the whole scanning system that I'm curious about. So one of the nice things about the legacy system prior to that actually would come in handy for someone in your position, Schrodinger, who was a commissioned officer, especially if there was someone with you in the car and they were bringing you there not by your own choice. What direction would you hold the ID?
Upside down.
How can you do that if you're scanning?
No soldiers know that at the gate.
They're supposed
to. Then again,
to.
It is not a rule. It's just an unwritten rule.
No,
right?
I understand it.
No, there was training for that when I was in.
Right. Oh. I have actually had. Yeah, I've actually had one incident when I've accidentally held my ID upside down, and the gate guard said, "Whoa, hold on." He's like, "Sir, is everything okay?"
Oh,
and I was
okay.
That's not anything anymore.
If it was
it's an informal That's an informal sign.
Yeah, I mean, if it was at a time where the risk assessment was high, that would probably not be the best reaction from the guard. I mean, under normal circumstances, yeah, sure, but not if it was high risk.
So
yeah, you would say something like, oh, your front tire is low. Let's look at something like that.
Yeah.
Or just act as if nothing's wrong, and then immediately after he drives off, you pick up the phone. But
also, I don't know if y'all know this, like at least in the U.S. Navy, if the skipper walks on the ship and he shows his ID as he walks on, that means he's
on
under
his own
duress.
ship.
Yeah, on his own ship. Yeah, if he shows his own ID. Because the skipper just walks on his ship. So I don't know if it's like that.
One thing that's nice with the new scanning system as well is that it's integrated with NCIC for wants and warrants. So if a soldier has like a warrant that gets issued for their arrest for parking tickets, they're going to get arrested at the gate.
But not if it's from a civilian not if it's civilian.
No. That is the civilian organization.
The national system.
NCIC.
Oh, it's okay. So it doesn't matter if it's a military.
And it's
or
also integrated
civilian.
into ID cards. So if you're able to scan like a driver's license, it does an instant NCIC wants and warrants, and you'll get arrested at the gate. Yeah,
Chris, recently,
would they be allowed to?
And that'll back up the gate.
If you're going onto a base and you have a friend with you and they scan your friend's because of some weird reason, I don't know why, his driver's license, because he's driving the car, he's a civilian, but he's driving the car, it's a military gate a guard, is he allowed to arrest that guy too?
Yes.
Not
arrest. He will hold them.
Yeah, detain.
Until the local police get there, because they'll immediately call the local police.
Yeah, so it'll just be a simple citizen's arrest, basically. Then.
No. You can be detained while you're on base.
Yeah, you could be
detained while you're on base by law enforcement, but you can't be arrested and kept. So as soon as they determine that you have a warrant, they can detain you until local law enforcement who can execute the warrant and take you down to the local prison can do.
Well, did y'all hear about the active shooter on Oceana today? This morning?
No.
Oceana. Yeah, there was an active shooter. Yep. Google it.
Actually, it's a search.
Correctly. Gunman dead, 1 woman injured after 11 hours ago. Oh, wait.
Yep. This
Major
morning.
U.S. naval base in Virginia, yada, 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 lockdown.
Yep, that's the East Coast Master Jet Base.
Yep, Master Jet Base. That's about 20 minutes from where I live.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Then again, I can't say much. I was born across the bay in Fort Smith, so I was like, when it came time for picking orders, I actually...
You were born in Portsmouth?
Yeah. My dad was stationed over in Norfolk at the time.
Oh, shit. My son was born at Portsmouth Naval Hospital.
Okay, I don't know what's on that base, but at least it wasn't about, some guy stealing a tank or anything.
No, that is...
that story from a couple of years ago.
That's the home of the FA-18s.
Yeah, it's the FA-18 and applicable training base for the East Coast.
Isn't the Air Force... don't the Air Force also use the F-18s of some model?
Nope. Not the U.S. Air Force.
No.
Okay. The Hornet...
I just wondered why they would only be stationed here.
Because the Navy is stupid. The Navy is stupid and has decided to consolidate its assets way too much. Like now, so in Oceania, you have at the NAS Oceania base, you have all of the East Coast FA-18 ENF, so the actual strike fighter squadrons are out of that base. You have a couple of the other ELINT and supply squadrons over on Naval Station Norfolk itself, which has its own airstrip. And also Naval Station Norfolk is the home of every East Coast active aircraft carrier. Think about how
Same thing
much...
in
golf clap.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
I'm not a big tactician, but damn.
Well, and here's the thing: is when I was stationed down in Jacksonville, we had Mayport over there. At the time, the John F. Kennedy was still active and was stationed down there, but it was a conventional carrier. The pier facilities at Mayport were not upgraded and available to support a Nimitz class, and they were way behind on changing that, despite the schedule to decommission the JFK, which took place. So, yeah.
Although I'm happy to see that they haven't changed the name of the boulevard for the official address of it.
Tomcat Way.
They still call it Tomcat Boulevard.
Yep.
That's something.
Oh well, the Tomcat was a badass aircraft.
Oh yeah, I mean it was heavy, but yeah, it's a nice looking plane. That's for sure.
Right.
Although
well,
I know
MP,
more sexy planes than that, but yeah, it's good.
It was a badass fighter. But going back to the like how much we're putting into our military. Look back before World War II. Like, what were we putting into our military?
Not much of anything.
Not much of anything. And what are we doing now? We're dialing it back. So, once the next...
Well, it's typical interwar period stuff, because when you really look at it, the growth that the U.S. military experienced through all of the Cold War and even the first handful of years after was realistically unsustainable unless there was an active conflict to be part of, which is part of the conspiracy theory basis behind 9/11, was that, well, there had been all this investment and build-up into it, they needed to use it, and also they wanted to keep that infrastructure going, and the only way they could justify it was by having an active conflict to literally funnel the money into. And now that...
So it's like anything else. What do? You respond to stimulus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that with everything, you respond to stimulus.
It's a matter of balance between economy and being prepared for every possible contingency.
It's also about money. It's why we only built 3 Seawolves, and the Virginia class submarines are all modular, and we're even designing a new one for that. So that you can
right. Well, did you hear that they said they're not going to refuel the Truman? When the Truman runs out of fuel, it's done.
Yeah, well, they just finished the Ford, and they're building the next one now.
Right. Well, they're trying to fight that about not refueling the Truman.
Yeah.
But
okay, just out of curiosity, what does it if they were to replace the fuel cells or the pellets there, what would it cost?
Oh God, I'll look that up.
$500,000?
I mean,
no more.
They were 12
what range are we talking?
Oh God, no.
No,
We
so
were $12 billion over budget on the latest aircraft carrier.
yeah, so the typical budget for a Nimitz class midlife complex overhaul with refueling is north of $150 million evolution.
Yeah, well, I'm
that's not just
thinking
refilling
of
the
the refuel. No,
No.
yeah,
Hold on,
exactly. Thinking
million
of
or
the refuel
billion?
alone.
Million.
I think
Million.
million.
And it
Over.
costs billions to build it.
Yep.
Yeah,
The-
but that also includes, swapping out the teacups.
No,
I mean,
so
I'm just
so
thinking
every-
of the fuel alone.
the refueling part of that evolution alone is in the $50 to $75 million range.
Right,
Wow,
but
really?
you
Yeah.
got all of the upgrades for the radars and everything else.
Yeah, that's where the rest of the money goes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah,
and keep
All
But
an
it's
upgrade.
75 for a fuel change?
Yeah,
Okay, it
well,
does
keep-
include
well, keep
the disposal of the
well,
spent
keep,
stuff.
not just that.
I would hope.
That disposal bit is actually pennies on the dollar compared to it. A lot of the cost for refueling a Nimitz class carrier is the fact that they literally have to cut through sections of the hull to get the fuel rods in.
Yeah, okay.
That's why.
And they have to rebuild it and pressure test and blah, blah, blah
Yep.
afterwards.
That's
why
Yeah, okay,
the new-
that does. Okay, fair enough.
That's actually why when the Enterprise retired CVN 65, a lot of people wanted it turned into a museum ship, but the Navy said, "Oh, no way in hell is that going to be possible," because just the defueling process was going to
Headache
gut.
Right.
Yeah, it was going to gut the ship to the point that it was infeasible to rebuild it for it to be a museum.
Well,
That's why
are there
most ships are designed for a life of core.
Well,
are there
you
any nukes
also
that have
have
been
to-
converted though?
No. Well,
no.
there have been nukes that have been refueled, but no nuclear ship has been
No.
made. No, there's only one nuclear ship that has been made into a museum, and it is the USS Nautilus up here in Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Hold on. Was the Nautilus nuke?
The submarine?
Yes.
Yeah.
First, no.
It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
The sub.
Yeah, it was the first nuclear submarine, and it is the only nuclear-powered ship that has been converted to a museum piece.
I was thinking of aircraft carriers, but you also have to understand that when they go into the yards, all of their electronics have to be upgraded. Every other system is upgraded.
Yeah, they have a new system for that now because all these ships are designed with life of ship cores. They don't need to be refueled anymore. So now they have special availabilities and overhauls just for doing that work.
Yeah, PIA, DPIA, fucking
Yeah.
Arco,
Yeah.
Arco, and then you have they've tweaked that maintenance cycle bit of it, and it's still because of the cost and just the man hours alone that went into a midlife refueling on the Flight 1 and Flight 2 Nimitz classes. That's where the Ford class is gone with that life of the ship.
Yeah,
So
50-year
a 50-year core.
core.
Yeah, for that reason.
Yeah, my boat was refueled after 12 years. The Andrew Jackson was one of their early S-50 boats.
Yeah.
Today, the Virginia class are life of ship cores.
Yeah, and
Wouldn't about 25 years of runtime be expected? I mean, I'm sure that
20
if you run it hot, you you spend them
They're
more.
designed for 30 years.
12 years.
Aircraft
That's
carriers
kind of
designed
short.
for 50. It is. The early boats were they weren't designed to last that long. And the
But at
aircraft carriers
time-
are designed for 50 years, and subs are designed now for 30, 40 years.
Yeah, but for those
Yeah,
after those 12 years, there must be other reasons why they did it then. I mean, something about getting ready for a conflict, or they have had to do some more or less emergency upgrades anyway, or
No, this
sounds
was
kind of wasteful.
1974, I think.
They would try to time them at the same time. Had worked at the Newport News shipyard. That's what he did. He was a quality assurance inspector for the nuclear refuels.
Yeah, and Bo, you have to remember, so the boat that Mike was talking about, the Jackson, was part of what was called the 41 for Freedom, which my dad was on the Stimson, which is why I know so much about them. And they were multiple classes that were designed with a shorter life because they actually recognized that the progression of technology was ramping up at such a rate that had they not done that, they would have a ship being constructed in the yards that was already obsolete before it was even launched.
Well,
Right.
hopefully,
And back then they were just.
hopefully, you literally mean obsolete, not compared to the Navy's own other ships, but the in this case the Russian or the Soviet.
Well,
subs.
you've got to remember, during the Cold War, we were just dumping money into defense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like
no,
we didn't care. We were just dumping money into
No,
it.
It's one of those annoying things that you have to spend a fuck ton of money on something that you hope you have to use.
Yeah, and that
which
Right.
thankfully happened. So.
that determination of obsolescence was compared to the technology that was then available. It wasn't so much comparing to the Russians, because honestly, our view was, are we outpacing them? Yes, let's keep that progression going. We never wanted to be neck and neck with them. We wanted to stay ahead, which is why they went with smaller classes by number of ships at that point. That way they weren't hemmed in and weren't caught with what could have been determined as an already obsolete ship that was barely 2 years old.
Mm-hmm. But Mike, the keel for that boat you were on, did they start building it before they had finished designing it, or making the final designs?
No, they were pretty much finished with the designs by then. There was also this transition at the time in the late 50s, early 60s, where the Navy Bureau of Ships used to design the vessels. And as nuclear vessels came about, that started to change. So my class, the 616 class boomers, were partially designed by the Navy Bureau of Ships, which is now NAVSEA, and partially designed by shipyards. As a matter of fact, some of the early boats had drawings from either Bureau of Ships, from Newport News, or Electric Boat. These days, though, it's they still say that by the time the first boat is built, it's already obsolete as far as technology goes. It still happens today. That's what they aged at, though. But it's usually completely designed when the construction is started. Although there were a lot of issues with that with this class.
Is he turning into a cyborg for any
Yes,
of you?
he is.
Okay.
So
I thought it was on my end because
No.
I have a potato. So
nope, it's everyone. The
Yeah.
potato is your mic,
But-
not your speakers.
It's
But
also
hey,
doing it for
I gotta-
Jared.
I gotta dip out. I'm gonna go get some lumber and some parts for the Cavendish.
But Dad, movie night.
I'm not movie nighting today. I'm constructing today.
Can you call me when it's time?
No.
you can do both.
You're not my dad, Jared. You're my daddy. It's more sexual.
Hey, first
There's
of all, we'll
so much
probably
wrong
be
with that.
going, still be going from 6 hours from now.
Oh, yeah, I
it
know,
was really
'cause-
good last time, so we'll probably do it again.
I'll probably, I'll poke my head in there. Last week, I literally left my apartment, walked to the elevated train station, trained across town, walked around a lake, had lunch, trained back, walked back, and there were still 3 hours left of movie night.
It depends
we had some
on
fun.
it depends on the veracity of the stupid, but movie night at a minimum runs for 3.5 hours. Minimum.
All
Yeah,
right.
we came up to almost 7 hours last time. So
All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
I'm
gonna
gonna get out of here too.
bye now.
Later.
I'm gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna listen to all of y'all's nonsense as I do my chores tomorrow.
You're an idiot.
As I listen to.
Yeah, you are a fucking idiot. Are you sure you weren't in the ring?
Ding.
Hold on. Okay, I was waiting for the ding. Yes, I'm a fucking idiot. But I did find.
I thought you were in the Navy.
Of course, I was.
Well, he
in the
did become
Navy.
an
What
officer.
division?
So
No, hey, Piggy, it's
Hold on,
called
what
the
division?
YMCA Club.
Wait. What division?
What do you mean by division?
Or
Right.
like section or whatever. I don't know this shit.
Okay, division.
Then why did you ask?
Section, that's that's what do you call it? A type of size of a lot of soldiers for the army, for example.
Okay.
Division, section, squad.
So,
group.
so are you talking? Are you talking which specialty?
Yeah, which specialty?
MOS.
Sorry, my brain's not
That's-
working right now.
that would
Well,
be
that gets complicated when it comes to me.
Yeah,
Okay,
you've been all over the
I
place.
I was an avionics tech, and then I became an officer, and then I was a surface warfare officer, and then I went to the Expeditionary Command, and then I went to Special Warfare, and then I retired. So
Those
when you
involve
ask
the
me,
Marines, right?
No.
who?
No.
None of those involve the Marines, right?
JSOC does. JSOC
Okay.
has access to part of the Marines.
I've never heard of
And-
these people that you're talking about. Who?
Which, by the way, people, we're getting a clue into next week's bullshit story. So again, you want to be you want to be a little more sly with those questions there, Piggy.
Well, just so you know, this weekend, I hopefully, if my wife doesn't punch me in the face, I'm making a video about a flat earther who sounds exactly like Sling Blade.
Oh,
Oh
Who the hell
God.
is Sling Blade?
God.
Who's Sling Blade?
Did you just say that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Bo!
Oh, Bo, you are.
Hey,
so-
hey, guys. Who are Palle, Polle, og Ruts? Let me hear it. Who are they? Who are Palle, Polle, og Ruts?
Nobody cares.
You really don't know?
Bo.
Wow.
No one gives a fuck about but you, Bo.
See how? Do you know how that feels? Yeah, exactly.
But-
so no,
No
I don't
one
know
gives
who
a
that
fuck
is.
about
They're not
Big, shut
America,
up.
so it doesn't matter.
Big, shut up. All right.
Oh, let me
Hang
just
on,
say this.
Bo.
I'm about to go away. Just let me say before I go. Mm-hmm. French fried potatoes.
Nope. Doesn't help either. I didn't grow up with the same, kids television, etc.
Oh no!
that you did.
This is not kids TV. This
not
was a
kids'
was
TV.
a movie from the
Far from
early
kids' TV.
from the mid late 90s. It was one of
There you
those
go.
roles that really made Billy Bob Thornton a household name.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why. I'm not exactly a fan of him. So not that I don't like him. I just
Well,
He directed it, wrote it, starred in it.
I'm going to make a video about the guy that sounds like Billy Bob Thornton this weekend.
J-
Mm-hmm.
Just tone down on the references to mashed taters.
Mm-hmm. Fried.
Unless you decide to change it to a Ron White reference.
Oh,
There's
Oh,
only
dude,
two
my
things I
Halloween.
know from my childhood: my aunt's marijuana addiction and Ron White's alcoholism.
well, night, y'all.
See you, Kat.
Havana.
I'm gonna go to. I've been up since 3:30.
Tater salad.
All right, Mike. Nice to see you. And
Hey, it's
so
only
you found
4:10
the found the link. Feel free to use it earlier next time if you so so choose.
Yeah, I will. Thanks.
Best website address ever, I think.
Tatersalad.com. Leave it to frickin' Ron White.
What the hell?
The fuck?
Well, why not? I mean,
No, and what I love there is that tagline. If you quit listening, I'll shut up.
Pretty much.
huh?
Oh, he's going.
Who?
Ooh.
Huh? What?
When?
He'll be in South Carolina.
Which is far enough away from you for him to be safe, yes.
No, it's not. Let's see when he'll be in Colorado.
Colorado?
Oh,
Yeah.
No,
May
May
16th.
16th and May 17th.
I might be able. I'll have to talk to Verba.
I have a feeling the answer will be no, Pig.
Listen, I'm already going up there to live for a month. Okay. 1 month inside of his basement.
Let's see if you last one day.
No, I will.
Oh, you're
Alright.
right. You're right. It's days 3 to 5 that are the question.
Oh yeah, when I can't masturbate, that's the problem.
Oh,
But don't worry,
oh,
I have a backup. If I get kicked out,
Oh God.
that's when I go to Marvel's.
Oh God. And of course he has to mention that as the meme with the green M&M and the fleshlight comes up.
Wait, what green M&M and flashlight?
So not at least not the. What the fuck? Some days I fucking hate doing barracks room inspections. Damn.
Oh. I swear that was not intentional. That's just the fucking timing that this pig has.
I always have wonderful timing when it's calling someone, or
Oh, you mean like when we're taking a shit?
oh yeah,
Or we're at work.
oh yeah,
Or in the middle of the nights.
oh yeah,
Speaking for Craig.
Yeah.
or Alan.
Yeah. Or when I've just finished eating.
Oh yeah. At one point, Alan thought I had a camera on him.
It felt like it. I know
You
he
probably
did.
hacked into your
It felt like it.
laptop's webcam.
Actually, Satan could do nothing to his IP.
Yeah. Jay, pull up the website I just linked in.
Oh God.
Also,
And
where does one
I've
find
got
a
a few
green
other
flashlight?
websites. I've got a few other lists too.
Hold on. I'm gonna put it over here.
Oh,
Sometimes the weirdest Google searches just brings up the best.
This really sucks having only one screen right now.
Why do you only have one? I mean, why
just
don't
don't-
you even have a backup?
he did just make the new computer. Like he just put it together.
Yesterday.
Yeah, but did that include a new monitor too?
2 new monitors, but I don't have the DisplayPort cable yet, so that's coming on Sunday.
Oh my God! I am glad I looked to the left, to the right of the first one.
Why? Why? What do you mean?
Plan.
Hey, I like the kids exchange too. That one.
Oh my
God. Yep. At least it says kids sex change and not gender change. But damn.
The
Whoopsie. I wonder when that was. Oh, when was that registered the first time? Bring on who has done it.
Well, you also have the expert one, or Whore Presents. That's right there for you, Pig.
Oh yeah. No, actually, I like. Hold on, Phil. I actually like dicksonweb.com.
Oh, down there at the bottom.
Gotta
Speedo fart. Oh, sorry. Speed of Art. Sorry, I thought it was an Antonio Subarat's website.
Why is everything so soft today?
Well, here's Pig's website.
Yeah. That would be a big site. So go ahead and read it there, buddy.
I mean, what can I do with a tractor?
Odd sex.
Here's Alan's.
Very odd sex.
Alan, I wouldn't blame you if you want to smack Jay right now for that one.
Yeah, well, I'd already seen it, so don't worry.
Everybody's favorite Welsh town.
Oh,
We need someone to
a
actually
dentist
get that.
organization. Okay, what are they called?
Where is it?
What at the very bottom under pie.
Okay, go to the site, Jay. I dare you.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Go there, Si.
What?
Or go there, Jay.
What were they thinking?
They
Go there.
obviously weren't. That is the thing.
I dare you, Jay. Do it.
Ah,
Nope.
it's blank. What the hell? Well, for me, it's blank. It just says copyright 2017. Oh, and it has a privacy policy. Ooh. Nope, nothing. Maybe they shut down or something.
That's someone trying to sell the domain name. Is there a site for fake kiwis, like fakekiwis.com? Try
Ask
that.
Terry.
No, it'd be Tasty Kiwis.
I love me a tasty kiwi.
One of these days, he's gonna just turn on his mic and be like, "Why the fuck did I even come in here?"
After I figure out how to turn it on.
Sounds like a personal problem.
Gary, listen, man. You know I love you, and you know I'd do anything for you. So why don't you do anything for me?
I'll get back to you.
Oh,
It's not a no. I like to point that out, Jared.
You do have a point there. It was not a no.
Hey, a dating what do you call a dating site for Jewish singles over 40 from north of Boston?
Not a clue.
Okay, I'll just give you this list of.
But what's funny?
.com?
No. What's funny is I know a guy who probably would be available for it, depending on how it's going with his current girlfriend.
Yeah. Number 6 on the list I just posted.
Let's see this.
Hold on.
30.
Hold up here.
Wait, you said number 6?
Yeah.
Wow.
No blowjobs for the Jewish people, I guess.
Wait. I thought that was only the Irish.
Oh, I like this website. Yes. Well, these two ones. Oh, great.
Oh, William.
What? Wait a minute. What was that?
William Sons
Number 8.
actually had a good guess. Oy vey, you're a virgin?
Lesbocages.com.
Oh, here's the Penn Island one.
Yeah. Or Whore Presents. I mean, Who Represents?
Penis what?
Okay, there's one that isn't, it's not one that you can misread or anything. It's just therapist in a box. Wait,
there you go, Pig.
now I read it. Now I see it. Number 11. I wasn't available. I wasn't I wasn't able to see it. But then I got it.
I'll take the rapist for 200.
Yeah.
That's
all I saw was
therapist.
I swear I only saw therapist in a box.
Oh, you mean not 13?
Oh, I like that. That's a good website. Rapist Finder.
I don't mind a bit of sex in winter.
Winter sex press. Also sounds kind of painful.
There you go, Pig. There's
Swift bitch. That's one for Bullionator. His famous hashtag from yesterday.
Stop right there. Budget. There you go, Pig. There's your budget.
Budget go. Apparently, I can find some good shit today.
Bendover.com.
What movie was that? Bend Over? I think it was Leslie Nielsen that played a character whose name was Ben Dover.
Wow.
What was that movie? What? Whoa.
Power genitalia. Yep, that's right here.
There's batteries included.
What the fuck?
And in relation to number 26, the story that scientist Bell brought out. I
Can
think
you buy
today
it
or
by the
yesterday.
liter or by the gallon?
Holy crap. Lad rape. Oh dear. What? Children Square or yeah.
Molestation
No.
nursery.
Oh. What
There-
should
there
that
you
have
go,
been?
Big.
What?
There you go, Big. That-
Molestation native plant nursery. That had to be on purpose.
That one for me, is it?
Molestation nursery.
The last two are right up Pig's alley. And he's muted, so he must be touching himself over them.
Well, here, we'll stop that then.
Oh no, too late.
Yeah, the thing is, he has the links for those.
No, once
lists, so.
Pig starts, he can't stop. I mean, he can stop, but
Well, hey, at least he only masturbates once a day. Unfortunately,
so he says.
no, it's true. Unfortunately, he does it all day long. So,
well, yeah, it's once a day. He just never stops.
I believe you can, William, put underscores into a domain name.
Ooh.
Which would probably be a good thing for some of these.
I just found another list.
Oh, Capo.
A Baptist church website.
Okay, put it in.
And I come in for some serious conversation.
Whoa!
You're an idiot.
Whoa! A serious conversation on this show after 10 o'clock p.m.
Holy shit! Oh,
all right. I'm gonna pull up
the second one.
the second one. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to be serious for the next show.
Good luck.
Oh God.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'm not sure how long I'm even gonna last on that because I should probably get some sleep before I go pick up the bike tomorrow night. I mean tomorrow day.
Big day. Big day.
Oh, actually, for those people not in the Discord server, I have quite the story to tell you about that one to wrap up the show tonight.
Enlarge it. I'm not
That's
going
what-
to.
That's what
yeah.
she said.
There you go.
Wow.
It wouldn't be the first Baptist.
No. I think on Twitter, I think there's some person with a Twitter account specifically for unintentionally funny. What do they call them? Church signs. I need to find that again.
Oh, the
Here you go.
unintentional. The long. What the?
Go!
What?
Go!
Wow.
No, I missed an O.
No,
that one done
the
it. What
longest
the
list
hell?
of the longest stuff at the longest domain name at the longestlast.com.
At long last, what the?
Someone
Oh,
just
no, come on.
Someone just had to do it. It's kind of like the
Of
people
course.
who would
Whoops,
take
that
the
was too long.
longest single word in the
Wait,
German
wait.
language to make a domain name out of that.
Wait a
Why?
minute.
Just because they can.
Yeah, hey Jay, go back forward.
Go back
go on-
forward.
Yeah,
Go back forward.
God's. I know God's final message. What the hell?
We apologize for
God's
the
final
inconvenience.
What the hell? The world's longest domain name. You won't find a longer.
Click here.
Yeah.
Click here. Click here.
Nice.
No, you
There's
can,
a click here, you miss.
no. We are not damaging Jay's computer already.
I probably already did by doing this list. So
Fair point.
.com. Yeah, that website would be funny to look at for a couple of seconds and then.
Pi to
Oh, that's
1
one-
million decimal places.
That's one for.
Who's going to
Hugh
read that
Cray.
out?
I could probably do it, but I would have to sleep first. But I could do it in a jiffy.
You know, no, even better. Even better. There is a 10-hour loop video of the insane security
What?
code that Data put in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
which one?
The
you're-
website needs
No,
to look exactly the same in every browser.com.
So remember when Data got the signal and he started using the voice of Picard to lock out that,
yes, that
and
one.
he put
Oh,
in
yeah.
that ridiculously long passcode.
I
Cypher.
thought he was stopped after the first 10. Well, no, keep going.
Oh no, there's a 10-hour loop of him just cycling through and through and through and through.
And I'm sure there's some nutball on the
It's-
internet that
oh, I
actually is
watched
able
it.
to remember it.
I watched the video, not in its 10-hour entirety, but I remember watching it enough to start to think, hey, you know, the beat is kind of catchy at the pace he's going. But then I was like, wait a minute, no, I've been listening too long. Fuck, go away.
Okay. Analemma.org. I can't see it there too either.
Analenema.com? What?
Yeah, anal.
No, wait.
enema.
Anal enema. Okay, yeah. It's weird. Sometimes I see it right away. Not this time.
I need to pervert your mind more.
So like
More?
dicksonweb.com. Dixonweb.
Yeah, that one's come up a few times. It seems like you have a penchant for that one.
Bite fart cafe. Huh? Why?
What have we become tonight?
Wait, whoa.
Have we talked about first
Hold on.
contact day yet, Jared?
Do I hear some horny pussy?
No. No, you said it wrong, pig. It's... Hey, wait, do you guys hear that? It sounds like there's some awesome pussy-on-pussy action going on.
Oh, I got the pussies confused, didn't I?
It is pussy-on-pussy action, which...
Yeah.
And I'm guessing he just wanted to hear us better.
Yeah, shh. He's here. Talk about something else. Shh.
I'm back in Missouri, so my internet sucks.
What the hell?
Aww.
Is that
I've been watching
that's your
some
real
interesting
voice?
TV
Wow.
shows recently.
So, okay, that's the first time we've ever heard him without him sounding like a coffee maker needing to be decalcified or something. Wow. Unless your coffee makers are different from ours.
Oh, give it time. The quality will degrade again, because fuck HughesNet.
Thank you.
Oh, no, quite literally, guys. There is a Facebook group called HughesNet Sucks. And actually, the HughesNet, the company, actually blocked me from posting on their Facebook page.
Now, why would they do that?
Oh, they don't like constructive criticism.
Oh.
Who else do we know that doesn't like that?
Yeah. Hey, Jay. Oh, Jay, are you thinking about the same video that was that I'm thinking about that was put out today?
No,
well,
I don't.
For
think
me,
so.
it's yesterday. Lewis, about Apple.
Oh yeah, no,
Lewis
I
Deleting
know.
comments on their forum.
Oh, that's a couple days old now.
Is it? Fair enough.
He's put up new ones, but I mean the whole premise of it's a couple days old.
Yeah. That's true.
Oh, how about that video you sent the other day where there was that company that reached out to him? It's like, hey, we'd like to do a sponsorship. And he's like, you guys blocked me
Vice.
after one question, so kindly go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Lewis is a great guy.
I remember that episode.
Don't worry, I have these all
You're
queued
getting...
up for Saturday.
Okay, good.
What was that saying? You need to
Wait.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay,
So for those
do you-
wondering, yes, I get to be quite colorful, although factually accurate in my criticism when a company tries to lie to me about the capabilities of their technology.
Jared, look at the message I just posted in the side chat.
Why?
It's important.
And do you want
Why?
it shown on air?
No, that's just for you. You can show it if you want.
You do know that the screen is showing, so...
I'll just make sure that it's fully capable of being seen.
Yeah, good, yeah.
And
And
I'm
by
gonna
the
go
way,
take a look at it anyways.
yeah, how do you tell somebody to go fuck himself in Old English? I just found it the
Did I
other
see
day.
Jay or Jared there?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That picture is quite fascinating. Now the question is, should we believe it?
Only time can tell.
Oh, come on. Did they really have to do the hipster glasses?
Yes, they did.
Fucking hell.
They were trying to go for the Buddy Holly look from the Weezer video.
Yeah, but they fucked it up. Wait a minute. Are we sure CBS wasn't behind this one?
Oh, they probably were.
Well, it's confusing because, you see one episode and there's no, outro jingle for the production company. Then the next one, there is one. The next one again, it's a different one. The next one again, it's a different one again. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Who likes
Kinda
earworms?
annoying.
But here's what I find funny. They're trying to use the pseudo beta canon phase 2 nacelles.
I know.
I have a
Oh,
question.
you mean the ones that are
Star Trek.
magic markers? No, that's not the ones.
I have a Star Trek checker question. What's the hand thing? The V with the hand?
Which ones?
Wait, go
There's
back.
two.
Go back. No,
There's two of them.
No, there's only one V signal given with the hand.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. I didn't hear it correctly.
That one.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's LLAP.
Live long and prosper. What is the actual proper response to that?
Masturbate?
Not even close. So not even close.
Joe Biden.
No,
Oh, yeah, I remember that
that's
one.
no, that's just creepy.
And it's not even a doctored meme.
So come on. I know there's a few people here who should know the answer to it.
It's on the tip of me tongue.
4 knuckle shuffle? Or is it 2 knuckle shuffle?
So
no, 4.
So live long and prosper is the initial comment. There it is. William got it.
You probably Googled it.
Yeah.
But okay,
time.
for nerds and other odd people, it would be easy to answer. But who came up with the sign?
Nimoy himself.
Yep.
Same thing
Just
with
think,
same
what
thing with the hand position for the mind meld. Same thing with the hand position and purpose of the Vulcan neck pinch, which that is something that has always freaking annoyed me. Every time T'Pol does it, she does it wrong.
Yeah, she looks like she did it wrong. Yeah.
But I do love the interview that I saw of Nimoy talking about how they came about the neck pinch. These weapons, it's so violent. I can't remember it verbatim, but it's so violent. Can we do something else? Okay, I'll think of something, and he came up with that neck grip. That's awesome. But who came up with the other? Well, it's not a salute, just a greeting gesture. I only know of 2 in total. So.
You're gonna need a little more context than that.
Okay, it is something that is usually done between a married couple that haven't seen each other for a long time, and they finally meet.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
I know.
Jared, did I
They
catch
get a
you on
hotel
a
room.
Did I catch you at a what? What is he holding there?
That's the actual gesture you're talking about. They just
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
if
it
you're
is,
going
actually.
if you're going with Vulcans, yeah, it's the two fingers.
No, Piggy, not that way.
Yeah,
Oh,
pig.
you need
Yeah,
three
pig.
fingers for what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, but what is said when you use that gesture?
Hey,
Come
can,
on,
can
Jared.
people hear me now?
Yeah, now we can
No.
hear you.
Son of a bitch, I've been talking for 45 fucking minutes and I just realized nobody can hear me.
Well, when you're speaking and you're muted, there's this little box that appears at the bottom of your window.
But here's the kicker: when we were trying to figure out where the Vader type breathing was coming from, Main Gun muted and then unmuted, and never heard him.
And we're trying to blame poor Alan.
Well, to be fair, oftentimes it is Alan.
Yeah, that's when I fall asleep though.
Yeah.
Although I committed the ultimate sin tonight. I had my headset on earlier, talking on Discord on Planar Walks thing, and I'd forgotten that I hadn't turned the audio for YouTube and Chrome browser from the monitor speakers to the headset. So this whole time we've been chatting, the sound has been coming out of the monitor, and I just thought it was coming out of the headset into my ear. And my daughter just came in and said, "What the fuck are you doing with the sound on so fucking loud at this time of night?"
Oh my god,
Wow.
that one was great.
Oh.
Gotta love a good Ramones reference.
What?
Oh, that was a terrible episode.
Oh, come on. This is a great reference to the Ramones.
God, are you? Do we really need to?
Yeah, Jared, I understand.
Oh my god. Like, I can understand Pig not knowing who the
You
Ramones
know,
are.
When you're messing with a punk classic such as "I Want to Be Sedated," let's at least get the references right.
That one was kind of weak.
What?
Now I want fried chicken.
You always want fried chicken. Go ask Anthony Riley. Maybe he'll share.
Do you want a box or a bucket?
Oh, I think he wants box just because it sounds dirty.
No, I want a bucket.
How?
He
wants so much chicken with a bucket. Like it just. All I want to do is eat the skin. I'll eat some of the chicken.
So
Here
I
you go,
bet
Jared.
you didn't get the box reference then. You're not young enough to use it.
Yeah, what have they done with
did,
Kentucky
but
Fried
I
lately? 'Cause
wanted
it used to be
something
finger licking good, and now it's dry.
Not sure what's wrong with your Kentucky Fried. I mean, to
Well,
be
that's
fair,
what
you're
I've
in
noticed.
Australia.
Yeah,
So
that's what I've noticed with ours. It's not as finger licking as it used to be.
Let's see. He did actually say that line, didn't he?
hold on, everyone, be quiet. Main gun, are
Let's
you
see,
there?
99 problems, but the engines ain't one.
No, that's a play on a rap song by
Or
Jay-Z.
beaching. Oh, okay.
Main gun, how are you doing, man? Long time no see.
Fine. What?
Damn it, you unmuted yourself. I was trying to get you to talk more.
Shut the fuck
Child.
up, Dick. Shut the fuck up.
You
Here you go, Jared.
know.
This explains the First Contact movie pretty good.
To be fair, Kirk did have his moments in 2 and 6.
Yes.
Shut up, Wesley. back then, and definitely now too.
Now he's not as bad.
Ooh. Is he? Isn't he? I mean, okay, I haven't watched any of his crap for a long time because he was
the main thing,
he was becoming way too much of a diva.
Well, the main thing he's
SJW diva.
The main thing he has done over the last few years are the guest spots on The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, I'm not talking about on-screen stuff. It's the behind the camera stuff.
Oh,
him being a feminist and being a bitch, that kind of stuff.
So he's no longer considering himself a secular humanist?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't not kept in touch. That sounds more wrong, but I haven't kept tabs on him.
See, Lieutenant Hawk. Oh, I was just going to say Lieutenant Hawk.
Yeah, they tend to do that. And actually, so here's a question for you: what fringe A-list actor had a small spot in Star Trek VI that went uncredited?
Oh, you're talking about Seth MacFarlane?
Nope, Christian Slater.
No, that was during the series. Sorry.
Yep. Yeah, for Star Trek 6, just about everybody was wanting a cameo.
Well, yeah, isn't there an official list for cameos? Oh, yeah, there must be.
Not a clue.
Here you go, Jared.
I only found out the other day that there was a special guest star played one of those fishmen in one of the Star Trek.
Oh,
only Pig would have to worry about that.
Yeah, the two mercenaries. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fishmen, I call them.
Yeah, but I can't remember who it was though.
Yeah.
Okay, that reminds me of back in the day where Microsoft came up with an idea for a handheld computer, just like looking a bit like the iPad, but they left it. They tried it. They left it alone. Didn't make up any of it. But then later, Apple picked up on it and made it their own invention. And then Microsoft decided to make their tablet computers again. And then Apple started complaining about Microsoft ripping off Apple, except that it was actually the other way around. Wait, is that I'm crap at name. Starman, the musician that died last year?
No. There's another good trivia question. What former music star actually made the most guest appearances as aliens on Star Trek?
Oh, I know him. I met him. God damn.
Iggy Pop.
Yep, Iggy Pop. Showed up a couple times in TNG and a few times in DS9.
The one? He might have been the one that played the fishman then.
He was one of the fishmen in TNG, but he was one of the Vorta in Deep Space Nine.
What the fuck?
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Oh man. Child.
Yep, Tim Russ was in Generations. But here's the thing, NANA. In Generations, he did not play Tuvok. Because if you look, no pointed ears.
Oh yeah, that's right. He had roles in two different spin-off series. But in both of them, he was didn't he have two roles as a Vulcan? Talking about across all the Star Trek.
So the thing with Tim Russ in his non-Tuvok roles in Star Trek is a lot of people think he played a Vulcan in generations as part of the bridge crew of the Enterprise B, but if you look, he actually
What?
doesn't
No.
have the pointed ears, even though he acts with the mannerisms of a Vulcan, because at first they were going to make him a Vulcan then, but then decided not to, partly because they didn't want to put the money into the makeup budget for someone
Yeah, it takes
who
a long time to.
wasn't
Yeah.
going to be there.
But I think he was a Klingon in in an episode on Voyager, wasn't he?
He played a Klingon in, it was either TNG or DS9. Because on Voyager, he's only ever played the Tuvok-related characters.
Mm-hmm.
Who watched the cartoon version of that when it came out?
The animated series.
Yeah.
I was not alive when it came out, but I have watched it after.
I don't think it made it that well over here. I don't remember it.
We didn't get the cartoon series over here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think it made it here either.
And even then, I think there are some episodes of it that
Oh.
didn't survive.
Hey, a movie that was playing on the competitor to Star Trek, the Star Trek universe. Tim Russ was also had a role in that movie from 1987.
Which show?
If that makes, well, let's just say we ain't found shit.
Spaceballs, yeah.
He was in
Hey,
Spaceballs?
you told us to comb the desert, so we're combing the desert. Yeah, he's the
Yeah,
guy.
with a real-
Tim
yeah, with a
Ross.
real-
Yeah, he's the one who said
Tim Ross
we
was
ain't found
the guy who
shit.
said we ain't found shit. Wow.
I did not know that.
Yeah, hold on, just
Ditto.
Okay.
Huh. Wow.
I just remember.
Okay, he was only seen for a second and a half or something,
Well,
and
that-
it was far away. So
Yeah, that and with the frickin' helmet, it kind of makes sense why we
Yeah.
wouldn't know it was him. Even
But, yeah.
then, how young was he when they filmed that?
well, it was 1987, and he was born in 1956.
That is interesting.
Wow. Is he that old? Damn. He must be a Vulcan.
Wow.
Oh,
He
and
also played
did-
in Sequest DSV.
Yeah, I just saw that and I remembered that. And see, that's the thing is, I loved season 1 of DSV.
Yeah.
2, still enjoyable, but I really liked the way they headed to sci-fi, but they had a lot that you could learn from it, and the snippets at the end of the episodes.
Oh,
Oh yeah, with Bob
Oh,
Ballard
he
and
was-
all that. Yeah.
huh. He was also in one of the Die Hard movies. Tim Ross.
Die Harder, or because I don't think it. I know he wasn't in the first one. It must have been 2 or 3.
Okay, well, the titles of the movies are completely fucked up because I grew up in Denmark, and the movie called Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yep.
They translated that title into Danish by calling it Die Hard Mega Hard. Great job, assholes. So
Interesting.
the titles are messed up, but the one that's called Live Free or Die Hard, I think it's the fourth.
Yeah, that'd be the
from
4th one.
27. Yeah. What did he play as?
Yeah,
Plot.
look at
Why did I
Tao
look at
knowing what
Wikipedia?
he's been in.
Yeah. Okay, cast. Okay. Yeah. We're looking at now, sir.
Oh my god.
Ah,
The sad part
Yes.
is if they did that for Buffalo, they did it for all the other teams too.
I know. I'm afraid. What's really got me afraid, Jared, is I believe Colorado clinched a playoff berth.
Eh, Well,
Okay,
here's the thing though. In the NHL, clinching a playoff berth really doesn't say much when damn near half the league makes the playoffs.
If you followed the history of the Avalanche for the last decade, you would understand why that's actually a big thing.
Well, I know they haven't made it much more than 3 times over the last 12 years, if I remember right. But
hi, Tao, by the way. But yeah, Tim played Agent Summers in the Live Free Die Hard movie.
oh my, yes, you have a good point there.
What the?
So the 6 degrees of separation, better known as 6 degrees to Kevin Bacon.
Blank.
Oh, Chuck Norris to Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
That would be...
Okay, let's see. Chuck Norris, he is a Christian. Isn't he a Yek too? Or is it that only his brother?
So the 6 degree of separations is you go from one actor to the end actor, and you have to come up with 6 degrees of separation of people that they have been in movies with together. 6 degrees or less.
Whoa.
It's a game that I never really been good at.
Many a mid-watch with that game.
Yeah, it's something like that I could see being played there.
Okay, I'm still looking at. Oh, there you are. I'm still looking at Tim Ross. He was in an episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air too. Huh. Wow. He just does everything, doesn't he?
May the Schwartz be with you.
Hey, Jerry, did you catch the answer to that, like Morris to Ralph Macchio?
No, I missed it.
Internal chat. Yeah, we.
Yeah, I put it in internal chat.
Yeah, we
Trevette
reacted
from
to
Walker,
it.
Texas Ranger. He was in the bar scene where they were breaking the ice.
Huh. Interesting.
Stop saying that.
Oh, here's
That's why I keep doing
one,
it.
here's one even better for you. Here's one even better for you. John Wayne to Tom Cruise.
Oh,
4
geez.
degrees.
Tom Cruise.
I like the tie.
Wait a minute.
John Wayne was in the movie The Cowboys.
Yep.
In The Cowboys, the youngest of the Carradine brothers was one of the kid actors. He went on to go into Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds, Tom Cruise's Rio.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Good old Anthony Edwards.
Oh, now there's a TV series, sci-fi series I want to watch again for some reason. Another episode that Tim Ross was in, Sequest, DSV.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about that already.
Yeah. No, I'm still going through this
he's
ridiculously long list.
He's finally catching up.
Thanks.
I like
at least I'm not in the Marines.
This is true.
Huh?
So, what flavor are you chewing on tonight? Sticking with the
Who are you
purple and
asking?
red, or did you go to the orange?
I thought he was doing blue this time.
Oh, the color crayon that Main Gun is chewing on.
Oh, I was chewing on the. Hey, you're not supposed to know that.
Hey, just admit it. You still haven't figured out how to get those crayons out of that paper packaging.
You're supposed to take them out.
Oh, didn't
I
they
thought the
use
paper was there for roughage.
Didn't they
Why-
use
why don't
mercury
people
in
tell
the,
me
in the
these things?
pigment on the texture? Because you wouldn't understand it.
And you got to use the pointy end first.
I have
Part
to
of my-
agree. I have to agree with this. This is probably the best set of lines in any movie ever.
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad. Furball left. I'm still on Tim Ross. In 2006, he was in an episode of NCIS.
Oh, guys.
As Jerry Kemper.
Yep.
Oh, guys, wait until you see Furball's next video.
Uh-oh.
It's premiering on Sunday my time, and it is phenomenal. Jay, did you already go watch it?
Phenomena.
No, I have not yet. I did see that he posted that link for us. Yeah.
Let's put it this way: it's a beautiful tie-in and lead-in to the show next Saturday.
Okay, cool. Oh,
Best parody trailer or parody poster ever.
Somebody please make a parody trailer, actual parody trailer, not just a picture. Yeah. He was doing Hannah. No, okay. That one wrong almost. He was doing Hannah Montana is what I could have said. He was in an episode of Hannah Montana, and iCarly. Why? I don't know.
So William, I have to agree that was a good line too. William's favorite line from Dark Helmet is, "Evil will always win because good is dumb."
Yep.
How would that be in Russian style? Oh well.
Zoo.
It was never said.
And a three-ring circus. Can't forget the bearded lady. Oh.
Did you know he actually did that voice? Yep.
Which? Oh my
God!
Put that on
Discord.
Is yes.
Discord now.
Throw that in Discord now.
Hell yeah. Okay, what's the hell? Spaceballs? Is that? I couldn't see it. Was that the
Book of
holy
Mormon.
Moran?
No, the Book of Mormon.
I thought you said the holy moron, as in Quran. Moran or
No,
something.
no,
I couldn't read it.
The Quran was go back to the image.
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
The Quran was Return of the Jihad.
Yeah, Return of the Jihad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The Empire kills Christ.
I'm still waiting for my prescription glasses. So. Paid by my taxes, of course.
Alrighty, there you go.
Yeah, but I pay less taxes, but still get all fun stuff.
Yeah, but you're fucked if you have to go through some heavy cutting stuff at the hospital.
No, because my plan literally covers everything. The most I have to pay out of pocket in a year is $5,700. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the only good thing that could come out of it, I guess, if you could call it that. Companies using health care. What do you call them? Health benefits or dental plans, etc. As an incentive to hire people instead of giving them a decent wage, or is it only from jobs that gives off a higher wage in the first place?
Oh, my job pays a nice wage on top of the benefits that I have available.
I tell you what, though, £5,700 in out of pocket in upfront costs in a year still seems like a shit ton of money.
Not when it comes out pre-taxed. So it lowers my tax burden at the end of the year, anyways.
Well,
and here's the thing is here's the kicker. So if I don't pay that out in a year, but that amount is still taken out of my paycheck and goes into the health savings account, I don't lose that money. So it stays in there and actually ends up making its own money, which ends up covering that. So anything that is not covered by the plan, for whatever reason, the money's in there.
Yeah. And I saved around $5,700 just in meds alone.
Jared, side chat.
What did you do?
He put something in there, so give me 1 second.
What? So, yeah, try saying that really, really quickly and and figuring out what he said.
Yeah.
It's why Dick doesn't pay any taxes at tax season. He doesn't work all the time. When he does, he goes into a hole. He also has 2 dependent. They're both nuts.
Uh-oh.
Man, bear, pig. Half man, half bear, half pig. Yeah. Gunner's mate, first class, Philip Assel. God, how many assholes do we have on this ship? Yo! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Every cool sound guy from Police raise their hand in classic.
We break for nobody. I had to put that in, yeah.
Hey, main gun. Look at the license plate.
Yep. What does that?
I can't see it.
612 Ren.
It's Colorado.
Oh, yep. Nice.
Okay, I'll just close off the Tim Ross thing. He was in Sharknado 3, NCIS. Okay, he's been in many episodes of NCIS, CSI, and so on. Also, Supergirl and The Orville, too. Huh.
Yep. So I'm on the Orville.
And Spider-Man, too.
Spider-Man.
From 97.
Does whatever a spider can.
Well, I did put a link into it for a GIF of flying pig too. So yikes.
William,
What?
you gotta say it right. What is that coming out of her nose? Oh, Spaceballs! Oh shit! There goes the planet.
Yeah.
Get a nice close-up view of this.
And right away, I'm starting to think about Austin Powers. The long sequence with the let's just call them innuendos.
Mr. Unite for the Children, you don't have to worry about the Canadian in the room because we're not speaking French. He can't understand us anyways.
And I don't care. The beaver is not. If the beaver is wet.
As long as the beaver has pelt.
Okay, please tell me that there's the Coneheads meme in there, with a stupid reference to Trump, please. Oh yeah, Pizza the Hut. Huh? Just a sequence. What the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry, Chow. I forgot you were still watching.
What is
so
PSN PlayStation Network? Yeah. Probably.
So I made that comment about us speaking English, not French. Tao is actually Quebecois, so he actually does speak French.
In other words, you shot your stuff on the foot.
A little bit. I got the intended target of Beaver, but it went through Beaver and got Tao in the shoulder.
Here you go.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm trying my best, sir. It's so unfortunate that Spaceballs, the movie, is not on Netflix in any of the countries that I have availability to using unblockus.com. So unfortunate. I hope they have.
You need to get NordVPN.
Well, it wouldn't matter, I think,
Not
in terms
again.
of getting access to baseball, the movie, because I don't think they have it.
Well, so that gift right there, that part of that scene, I love that they got the touch of him,
The correct actor. Yeah, the correct actor.
the same actor,
John Hurt, yeah.
yeah, John Hurt, in the same outfit.
And I'm pretty sure that I don't know about the economics, but I'm pretty sure that if that he would have done it even without getting paid for it.
Yeah,
I have an inkling. I don't know why, but I just.
You know, that was the thing. That was the
Oh,
thing,
no.
though. I was waiting for Harry Potter, the original Harry Potter movie, to just end the instant I saw John Hurt in Ollivander.
Where's the? Oh yeah, one of. Okay, who's that in the? Who is that guy?
Exhibit.
So he's not a musician. He's a rapper. Or no? Okay.
Host of West Coast.
you know
Custom.
what? Go back a second. Oh God, the comb set. This is so true and shows what kind of person Rick Moranis really is at his core. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he's an awesome guy at not at acting, just at doing his job right in any movie that I've seen of him. But he has the
Well,
balls
just in
to
general.
do that. Yeah.
Have you heard?
Yeah, well,
Have you heard his speech at was it the Warrior Games or one of those where he was talking about his parents meeting while they were both in the Royal Air Force?
no, I didn't.
It's yeah, because he's involved with oh, well, yeah. So one of the games competitions for the wounded veterans. Whichever it is, whichever one of the two that it is that Prince Harry is involved in.
are we talking about a speech he did somewhere, or is it
Yeah,
something in the movie?
No, it was a speech he gave at opening or closing ceremony of. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Is it the Warrior Games or?
Yeah, the Warrior Games. It was the last year
sports
Obama was in
movie.
office, so it was
I think I. Wait a minute.
Because there's two. There's two, isn't there? There's Oregon and there's another one with a slightly different name.
Let's see. Rick Moranis, 5 most memorable movie roles. Blah, 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 blah. No, that doesn't work. Okay, it's Warrior Games.
I'm not sure if it's,
Right. If that's the correct spelling of it. Or...
I don't know what salutes better, that one or the one that John Lithgow came up with for Third Rock from the Sun.
Oh yeah, that is classic actually.
No, Mel Brooks. Oh, a pre-game speech. Hang on. Take one. Let's see if I got that one right. Trying to keep up with my Google Who. Haven't been training. It's in text form. If it actually is the correct speech. PDF downloading. Come on. Old computer. What the?
That is a great segue from this GIF
Sir, do your best. No.
to this meme.
Yeah, it is, and that's how it happened in the movie too.
You know what? Those two images, they could be made into a meme about flat earthers. Who made that guy into the spokesperson? Come on.
Here you go. Oh, in reference to who made this guy Gunner? Major.
I did, sir. Who's that? Asshole, sir.
Asshole.
Who?
Major.
Asshole. Major asshole.
Yeah. Major Gunnery Sergeant something something.
And who's his cousin? He's an asshole too, sir. Gunner first mate, Philip asshole. How many assholes do I got on this shit? I'm gonna have to watch that now. Fuck you guys.
Again.
Hold
God,
on.
why
just-
can't I find that thing?
No, Jared, the movie you really need to see is Blazing Saddles.
Oh, dude, I have the entire Mel
Oh,
Brooks
the farts.
library.
So do I.
What
On
was
Blu-ray.
it in Germany that they demanded that they edited out the fart scene? No, not edited out, but muted the farts.
Didn't they also cut out the KKK references from the badges?
I can't remember that part, but it was in one of those, 10 weird facts about movies compilation thing.
Yeah.
Long while ago.
Yeah, Germany tends to censor a lot of that stuff, though.
And they apparently still dub the movies broadcast on television because they're not in English, because they're not in German. They don't even they do, but God damn it! I mean, we're talking. Okay, yeah, not to do the SJW thing, but it's the current year for fuck's sake. I mean, we unfortunately we still don't have the ability because nobody bothered to invent it. Back in the day, you could, I remember growing up, every New Year's Day, the whole family would get together and watch the winter skiing shoot. What do you call it? The shoot. The game where they shoot at range, but they ski between them. Yeah, that one. That's the one. Yeah, we would see that from one of the German television channels. One with we could use the language feature. I can't remember what it's called. One of the channels was audience plus commentary, and the other so-called language channel was just the audio, the audience audio alone. You could choose either one you wanted.
Intriguing.
Back then it was only in mono, of course. You could only transmit either a stereo signal or two mono channels or signals. These days they should be able to, they can broadcast in Dolby Atmos, for fuck's sake. They don't. They could in Germany. They could at least just, for the young people, broadcast the movies in the original language and the stupid dubbed versions. I mean, I don't mind when they do it for kids' movies and kids' television series. Fine. That's fine with me. They do that for Denmark too, but adult movies? Damn it. Not that kind of adult movies.
Movies for adults.
But not.
Yeah.
Well,
Friday Night Lights, Speech and Prayer. No, that's not it.
Well, it is getting to a point that I need to step away from the computer, step away from the shows, and try to determine what I'm doing with my life. I need to determine
jackass
how long
Kid.
I'm going to stay awake, because
4 hours.
No, because here's the thing, Pig. I'm doing something tomorrow morning, late morning, that could very well end my life if I am not suitably awake. And for those who are
Didn't you get that suit fit?
Can we change
Airbag
positions?
suits?
No, Pig.
Okay.
One more, you're gone. Because this is actually an update relevant to all the channels. Because it's finally fucking ready for me to go pick up from the mechanic. So I will be on the bike recording tomorrow, late morning, early afternoon. So I should be somewhat rested and not too hungover to do it.
Wimp. No. Just, worrying about Murphy because, he's a dipshit. Well, his law is anyway. The forecasts, is that looking good at least?
Well, yeah. So right now it's supposedly raining outside, or should be, but the rain is supposed to stop by like 6, 7 in the morning. The shop doesn't open till 9. I wasn't planning on getting down there till about 10:30 anyways. So by the time I actually get on the bike and actually get on the road to get the footage, it wouldn't be until about 11 o'clock in the morning anyways.
Did you get that footage of him doing some of the testing on the bike?
No, because they didn't tell me that they were done until they were quite literally almost completely done today.
Well, couldn't you try and convince them to let you film it while they put it on the dyno again?
They don't. They only do dyno testing at request after a tune-up.
Yeah,
it's
and
not
probably
part
costs stuff.
It costs quite a bit for that too. Yes, but no. What also annoyed me is I dropped the bike off 3 weeks ago. Initially, they said it was going to take 2. Then they said, oh no, we need an extra week because parts haven't come in like we expected them to. And then today, at 11:45, they call and say, oh, yeah, your bike's done, but we noticed that when we did the adjustment of the chain tension, there were a couple tight spots, nothing major, nothing that you have to replace the chain now, but would you like us to do it? To which I was like, okay, how much more would it cost? It's like, oh, well, the figure ended up being a little over $250 more for them to do it.
But the chain, not the cogs? Just the chain?
Yeah, just the chain. Because here's the thing, is when you have the chain properly tensioned, the chain wears, the sprockets will wear. However, you don't get catastrophic wear on the sprockets unless your chain is not tensioned properly. So the sprockets are still in good shape. So the only thing that would need to be changed right now is the chain itself. But here's the kicker. Think about this, guys. They're like, oh, we can do it, and it's only this much more, which ended up being a little over $250 more. It's Friday. Take a guess when I would have the bike.
Next Saturday.
Damn near. Because they would have to order the chain, and ordering the chain before 1:30 today, the earliest they would have it is Tuesday.
No UPS overnight shipping?
They're not.
How
UPS does not ship overnight.
They don't
on
do
Sunday.
On weekends.
No, they will do Saturday delivery. However, they don't do it for large parts, which they're doing a lot of bulk orders. And so Saturday delivery was So the earliest they would get it is with their regular parts delivery on Tuesday morning, because they're not open Sunday or Monday.
Okay.
How hard is it to replace a chain on one of those?
Yeah, it's not hard. It's not that hard.
About an hour. But here's the thing. Before I called them back and let them know what my decision was, I was like, you know what? It's not something critical that they're saying has to be done now. The recommendation was it needs to be done by the end of the riding season. It should be done. So I have time with riding it. So looking into it, there is a couple tools that I would need to break the chain and redo the rivet for the new chain, plus a couple master links just in case I need a spare, and the chain itself. All told, before the discount that I've been getting through my parts dealer, $150. Plus, by doing it myself, that is more recording and a different type of content for the AT2 Moto channel. So,
but the only
not
the only
knowing
other
the correct. Come on.
the only other concern that I would have is, do you have some kind of warranty on this bike that may be voided if you do the job yourself?
oh no, it's a 2005.
That would impact.
Okay.
What about
all right?
insurance?
Yeah, do it.
That would be impacted whether you do it yourself or have a shop do it.
The difference between the shop doing it and me doing it is the $100 to $150 in labor cost.
Yeah, well, I know I'm talking about insurance. I mean,
no.
I've helped install many.
No, there's no warranty on the bike.
Big ass audio setups in cars. Brand new, ridiculously expensive cars, where they have us. The customer has us do the install, so that if something goes wrong, it can be paid for by the insurance, which they would not do if the owner did it himself.
So here,
that kind of thing.
So here, on bikes, insurance doesn't cover stuff like that. A warranty would. Same with cars. Anything like that any repair work that would be covered or anything like that, that's done through a dealership, which yes, the bike was at the actual Ducati dealership, but that's for warranty work. The warranty on the bike was out, God, 8, almost 9 years ago by years, and about
5 after it rolled off, or
yeah,
the first customer, I guess
5-6 years after first customer, yeah. So there's not a warranty I have to worry about, and it's just that it's doing the work, which honestly, with everything I've been looking at, doing a chain is actually really easy. The biggest thing is making sure the wheel stays aligned properly so there's not a kink when it's trying to run, which to get a tool to do that is like $15. Whoop-de-doo. And then making sure the rivet is put on right and you set the tension properly.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The tensioning,
which
as I understand it, that's critical, but how would you do that without a special tool for it? Or is it just
no,
putting a spring?
No, setting the tension, you set the slack on the chain on the bike, and the way you do that is by adjusting the position of the axle of the rear wheel where it is in the swing arm. It's an actual adjustment that either moves the wheel forward or back to actually get the slack right. And you test the slack by actually how much the chain moves vertically at a particular point midway through the center of the two sprockets. Yeah.
Just like doing the track tension on a tank.
Yep.
I've done that so often.
Like
I've done that so many times. Yeah,
and like doing a fan belt on a car.
Yeah, and here's but here's the difference than the fan belt on a car. The fan belts on the cars tend to have tensioners. There's no tensioner on the chain on a motorcycle. So
no, I mean on my car, there's no tension. If you're talking about modern cars,
yeah. So and here's the other thing is I've already had to set the tension on my on the chain before, because in order to get the new tires on it, I had to take both the front and rear wheels off. So that's
you were
enough.
The chain tension afterwards.
Yeah, I had to do that anyway, so I'm used to that. And by the way, NANA, I'm looking at the weather report right now, and the rain is supposed to stop between 6 and 7 a.m., and they don't open until 9. So I have a good 3 to 4 hours of no rain for the roads to dry out before I get down there. But now, looking at the temperature, yeah, it'll be right around 50 and starting to get sunny, so don't know which jacket I'm going to wear.
Be careful, there might still be some slick spots out there.
Oh yeah, there's definitely going to be the.
I just got a notification from Twitch. Psystrike is live.
What?
Huh?
Maybe he went live prematurely as he's setting everything up.
Yeah, okay. And Twitch is kind of, well, pardon the pun, but Twitchy.
I haven't got a Discord link yet, so he hasn't set up there yet.
Yeah, Twitch is wonky. But so
Yeah, I never. Go ahead.
Yeah, but
we even got a Prime ad on Twitch. Hang on.
So
Marvel.
with that, we are looking at the first full-on vlog being recorded tomorrow, which is quite the salient points that have come up earlier. A windbreaker at 50 degrees on a bike. Here's the thing, William. When you start riding at close to highway speed, your wind chill ends up being an automatic 10 degrees colder than the regular air temp. But see, this is also...
At least.
But this is why I have a leather jacket with a thermal liner. I have another one without. And then I have the mesh jacket for when it gets quite warm that, honestly, you hold that thing up to a light, you can damn near see through it. So,
but no built-in, well, what would you call it? Airbag suit condom thing,
no,
with a trigger device attached to the bike or something.
No, none. Well, here's the thing: the tethered airbag systems were actually really bad because you just move the wrong way and you set it off, it's going off and it doesn't need to, and that's where Alpine Stars and Dainese have airbag systems for motorcycle riding applications that are based on the characteristics of how you act, how the body moves and everything during a crash of all types. The problem is the jackets that those are actually go into, the jacket alone, not the airbag system that goes inside it, just the jacket alone starts at $800.
Yeah, but then again, it is a good investment.
Or
Safety-wise.
or all the jackets I have armor at the shoulders, elbows, forearms, back
Spine.
protector. Yeah.
You got chaps?
No, I have the Kevlar lined denim.
Okay.
Kevlar, that's so old school.
But it fucking works.
Yeah, but there's better stuff.
No,
Aramid, for example.
Aramid. Here's the
oh.
thing. Aramid is Kevlar.
As I recall, at least for armor for optical cables, when you make 2 mile runs of DVI cables for audio-visual stuff, I do believe there is a difference between Kevlar and Aramid.
Yeah,
it may just be. The Kevlar stuff is weaved.
Kevlar is,
and the Aramid cables that we can get are just wound double. Just wound in one direction, and then the next layer is wound the other direction.
So the difference between Kevlar and Aramid, Kevlar is actually the DuPont brand name fabric, and is pure yellow, whereas your Aramids have Kevlar in it, but has an additional super fabric, is what they call it as well. So you still have the Kevlar protection, but they cannot call it Kevlar, so they call it Aramid as a super fabric.
Okay, the cables I'm talking about here, the Aramid in there is a pastel yellow color.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's a long time ago since it's.
Yeah, it's not the solid yellow that Kevlar is. So that yellow is that Kevlar technology, that woven technology. It's just they call it Aramid because it's mixed with another one to kind of soften it, and also to get rid of the DuPont licensing.
Yeah, when I was over, down in the sandbox, we didn't use ballistic vests. We used fragmentation vests.
Oh, the frag.
Frag. We didn't have I don't have one here, but I do have one. Yeah, we moved back. We moved away from the police station. Now we're back at the barracks. Unfortunately, it's a steep incline to get there. Anyway, there are a box of spare parts for those. You can swap out the pads, neck pads, etc. I do believe I saw at least one of those small pads that are broken. I should, if I remember it, go take a look and by mistake, accidentally cut it up or something.
As one way to do it. But all right, with that, we will see all of you next time. And yeah, so recording for AT2 Moto going on tomorrow. Oh, and NANA, I just checked the weather again. Yeah, by sunrise, the rain is supposed to stop. Yay! So I will catch all of you next time. And until then, stay safe and don't be like the pig. Wrap it up.